Australia is where we sit, at the top of Victoria's state, an inland city like no other, where everyone's now your mate. The Murray is our river. It stretches far and wide. People swim, boats cruise past. It's our region's joy and pride. Enriched in our region's history, our culture, our land, our art, from those who came before us, stories capture your mind and heart. Fresh produce to fill your belly, it's offered everywhere you go. Australia's food bowl as we're known, and soon a new TV show. Vodka, whiskey, wine and gin, we make it all right here. You can sip it on a houseboat or at a bar any time of year. Fishing, camping, boating, the outback's at your feet. Join a nature-based experience. Our guides are the friendliest you'll meet. A round of golf can be enjoyed, whichever course you choose. But what you don't yell for to the local kangaroos. Our weather is warm and sunny almost every month you visit. Our stars are so much brighter and our sunsets are exquisite. There are many ways to get here, by plane, by coach, by car. We'll welcome you with open arms, folks from near, wide and far. Australia awaits. It's time for adventure. So start it here with us. Love, your mate, Mildura.
Good on you, man. To be honest, I reckon he's probably a long customer. He's fast to care about much. He's pretty laid back kind of bloke.
Yeah.
Who's coming up? Who's through?
The keeper of the flame. I stood upon the rocky shore. I watched the 12 ships come. For 40,000 years I've been the first Australian. I'm a teller of stories. I'm a singer of song. I am Melbourne amateur, and I paint the ghostly gown. I am happy on the wall. I am happy on the wall. We share a dream and sing with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australia. Everyone sing. We are one, but we are many, and from all the lands on earth we come. We'll share a dream and sing with one voice. I am, you are, we are Australian. I am, you are.
Cut back to me because they'll probably do. Yep. Let's check each other.
Go here, lads, in line.
If he's got camera 3, get some crowd shots as people standing there. Right. Get a reset. Right, you play some adverts here all night. That's fine. Quick question.
Yeah.
Coin toss, do you know when that's going to be happening?
No idea, sorry.
Australia is where we sit, at the top of Victoria's state, an inland city like no other, where everyone's now your mate. The Murray is our river. It stretches far and wide. People swim, boats cruise past. It's our region's joy and pride. Enriched in our region's history, our culture, our land, our art, from those who came before us, stories capture your mind and heart. Fresh produce to fill your belly. It's offered everywhere you go. Australia's food bowl as we're known, and soon a new TV show. Vodka, whiskey, wine and gin, we make it all right here. You can sip it on a houseboat or at a bar any time of year. Fishing, camping, boating, the outback's at your feet. Join a nature-based experience. Our guides are the friendliest you'll meet. A round of golf can be enjoyed, whichever course you choose. But what you don't yell for to the local kangaroos. Our weather is warm and sunny almost every month you visit. Our stars are so much brighter and our sunsets are exquisite. There are many ways to get here, by plane, by coach, by car. We'll welcome you with open arms, folks from near, wide and far. Australia awaits. It's time for adventure. So start it here with us. Love, your mate, Mildura.
That's like we're out there cracking up.
So the Redtails came about from a fairly terrible situation. As a young footballer actually at our local club where we're training tonight, I was mentoring a young Indigenous man, and I sort of got him into the thought process of getting himself into work, and he's just an unbelievable footballer. I've seen him play one-hander where he broke his fist, broke 4 knuckles and still kicked 4 goals, and he was murdered on, I think it was October 31, 2010, and I realised at that time I thought I was doing enough. And clearly I wasn't. In our local paper it was a business card size information that a man had been killed on the corner of Lovegrove Drive in Elder Street in Alice Springs. Not front page news, so to me that said that's a pretty normal thing to happen in our community, which is unacceptable I think. So I came up with this harebrained idea to put a team from Central Australian footy into the NTFL. We were told you won't raise the money, you'll get flogged by 150 plus points, you haven't got the talent, and the talent you have got won't commit. You'll struggle to get the players, but the big thing about our program is not the footy club. Our differential between us and say Melbourne Footy Club is we don't aim to win a premiership because we're not in a league, so we aim to develop people. That's obviously footy clubs try that, but their emphasis is on winning a premiership. That's not we don't have that worry. So we concentrate on getting young Indigenous men and women employed and non-Indigenous if they're in our space, and engage them into healthy lifestyles.
Having the football, but also getting people into traineeships, apprenticeships and jobs, it'll only make our community a lot stronger as well. We have a lot of social issues in Central Australia because people, do get bored, and the lack of education and things like that in and around the place. This helps young men and young women to actually, can find the balance to do both.
Basically, if you're not working, you need to be in our Right Tracks program, which is the Redtails, Pinktails Right Tracks program. If you're already employed or you're already going to school or you're studying, all good, but if you're not, you have to get into our space and start getting the tools to better yourself in life. So our program has become a very strong, you hear about bridging the gap. It's a massive talking point around the country. We're doing it very successfully, and with some more support and opportunities that obviously the Melbourne Footy Club is giving us, and we're slowly building commitment. We're building strong footballers and strong people, more importantly.
Our community's quite diverse, we've got the town, but we've also got the outside communities, which is fantastic when it all comes together. So yeah, they get great enjoyment from it, but they learn a lot as well.
With the different teams we have now, we have under 14 side, which we work closely with the next generation with Melbourne Footy Club. We have the under 18 Pinktails, the senior Pinktails, the men's seniors, the country Redtails and under 18 Redtails. So we've got a fair spread. We'll be working closely with Melbourne, but I think it's not just the footy side of it, but it's the opportunity Melbourne will bring us with our Right Tracks program as well. Obviously with support financially through other sponsors, which hopefully helps Melbourne Footy Club as well, and just a partnership to the grassroots is where we are, and engaging the Indigenous communities into Alice to create better people. So yeah, I think Melbourne's pretty proud of it so far, and we're rapt to be involved with it. The talent's there. It's just if you don't put energy into something, it just stays the same. So the fact that we have Melbourne supporting us now, AFLT on board more so than they were, that talent can be nurtured into committed talent, and then look out, as far as I'm concerned.
Crouch if you want when I'm waiting.
Ladies and gentlemen, our umpires for tonight are now on the arena. We await the arrival
just if you could just tell him, I'll let you know when these other teams are going to be. Right, where's your camera bag? Oh, so we don't think we're running batteries. Full time on it.
I love the smell of the company.
Tall defender. We don't have a lot of tools in Central Australia. He's a semi-tall, but oh goodness, he's quick out of the back line too. He gets his hand on the foot, he's really so close. One man who I reckon we're quite interested in having a look in and one is Thomas Dorey, who's been, I think, a 7-time leading goal kicker up there in the CAFL. Now, I believe if you're looking in your guides, he might be down as number 42. Apparently, there's a number change. He will be wearing the number 43 tonight. But especially, Paddy, for our point of view, where we've got some really strong defenders at the Sunraysia point of view, with probably Tom Brownbridge and Andy Wall, maybe the leading candidates to go on him. It sounds like it'd be a great one-on-one contest.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. I guess too, Stan, with that extra leg speed, you'll look to get a good spread of goal scoring. It might not just be one key focal point. You look to spread it across the lines.
Oh, look, I think if the Redtails are going to kick a winning score is going to be important.
Okay,
but Daniel Stafford Jr. is another one to look out for. I said we don't have many tools. Well, we've got one here.
Okay.
He comes from a small community called Mount Allen, and we call him the Mount Allen Mountain. Probably about 6'5",
Yep.
6'6", that's as big as they get in Central Australia. He's in the veteran category now, but I can tell you if an AFL club got hold of him as a young man, I'm sure they could have done something with him. His agility when he was a youngster was outstanding. Kicks both feet, very agile when the ball does hit the deck, not quite as agile as he once was. And if he gets a set shot from 60 range, don't discount him.
Absolutely. We are looking forward to this game coming up. We're going to take a few messages from our sponsors here on 106.7 Hot FM. Mitch Rod, Pat Silcox and Stan Coombs to bring you the action of the Dreamtime at the P contest coming up in just a few moments. And once again, hello to everyone watching through Dartfish on the live stream, especially those from the Northern Territory. Absolute pleasure to have your company today. We'll be back in a couple of moments. Don't go anywhere. We're ready for the first bounce in a few minutes' time.
Wearing the number 17 tonight for the Redtails. Also from South, Deacon Rowan in number 18 and co-captain tonight. Former NGFL Southern District player, Rovers superstar and the winner of 5 Central Australian Football League flags, Dylan Barry. In number 19 for the Pioneers, Cyril Woodbury. In number 20 from South, Paul Byrne. In number 22 from South, Isaiah Paul.
Time at the P. Pleasure to have your company on 106.7 Hot FM for this historic contest between the Central Australia Redtails and Sunraysia representative side. Mitch Rod, Pat Silcox and Stan Coombs here with you to take you through the game. Of course, hello to everyone watching in on the live stream as well through Dartfish in the Northern Territory. Pleasure to have your company. It is fairly wet out there at the moment, as those who've got video can see. And I reckon there hasn't been too many wet weather games for either the CAFL, Paddy, or the Sunraysia Footy League up around here. But we decided there's only one man who can brave these conditions. There's only one man who is able to stand out there and take it all on the chin and still keep upbeat. Of course, for Enjoy Catering, John Hollywood on the boundary for us. Have we got you there, Johnny? Yeah, we've got you there now, mate. I'm surprised we can. I was half expecting to be gurgling noises, I think, coming out of you in the middle of the ground. Obviously, it is wet conditions out there, mate, but how's the surface underfoot at this stage? What about the umpires in the centre of the ground, mate? I think most of them are going with the short sleeve kind of operation. I reckon they might be a little bit fresh.
Yeah, it's right on.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll come back to you in a sec, John Hollywood, with the toss of the coin about to happen. Of course, Nick Mee, captain for Sunraysia, with Alex Scoop Morris, his vice-captain, out there as well. And then leading the way out for the Redtails are Dylan Barry and, of course, Bradley Turner as well. Leading the way, just about ready for the toss of the coin. What are you expecting from the conditions here at the moment, Stan?
I'm a bit worried about John recommending long stops, because I don't think there's a set of them in amongst the Redtails boots collection. Look, I think the players have been told by the coach, keep your feet as much as you can, and that gives them the opportunity to use the leg speed anyway in these conditions. That's what we look for. And just while I've got a chance, I want to make mention of one bloke and maybe send a cheerio, but one bloke on the Sunraysia team, and send a cheerio to a town called Elliot, just north of Tennant Creek. Jamal Daly. We're in the 22. I can remember Jamal, myself and Scott Grigg, who I think is coaching you, is he?
Yeah, I own you now. Yes, absolutely.
Griggsy and myself, Griggsy worked in Alice Springs in football there for a while. We took that young man up to Darwin as an under 14. And just great to catch up with him again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fine young fella.
Great to see him out here again. John, the toss of the coin has just happened. Which way is it going? Yeah, the Pinot Noir end going at the moment, I reckon, it's probably been the scoring end to start the game. But is there much breeze out there to speak of at the moment, John? The rain is sort of coming across slightly.
Dreamtime at the Sunraysia versus the...
Now, I could see him actually going around a bit of a gladiator type outfit. I reckon John Hollywood. He's probably done that. Probably done that in the lounge room, I think, in the past after a couple of bits of liquid courage going around. As the teams are getting ready to go here for the first quarter, of course, brought to you by the team at Mallee Bearings. And thank you, of course, to the team at the Wentworth District Community Bank, Paddy, for keeping us on air in 2023.
It's going to be a big 2023 campaign. We've talked about that across the course of the afternoon. Lots of new recruits in the town, which is always exciting. Brings a bit of momentum as we see both the sides get set to up their positions. Looks like Paddy Ryder's going to take on Nick Jensen in the first up.
Yeah, big Jensen. I reckon he would have been licking his lips at the opportunity to go up against Paddy, but I don't know, he could be on his backside potentially at some stage soon, but certainly it was fantastic to see Nick Jensen. Had some injury issues at the end of the 2022 Sunraysia season, be back out there again. Of course, a really important one we're looking forward to seeing is Jared Brander in the number 27. Of course, just come out of the AFL system. He's lining up at centre half forward, and just trying to see, he looks like he's got Tyrell Woodbury for company. Now, what can you tell us about Tyrell?
Good luck, nephew. We've heard a lot about this fella, and of course he's got AFL experience. Looks like there's been a bit of a swap happen already, though. The Iron Curtain, Kurt Abbott, has gone on to the man in question.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic one-on-one matchup. Umpire holds the ball aloft. A historic night here for Dreamtime at the P. We're about to get underway, and here's Pat Silcox.
The big man set to fly. The toss-up favours Ryder. He just taps it over the back nonchalantly, but picked up at ground level there nicely by Wade Hancock. He's taken an early incursion to that centre ruck contest. As the ball quickly now goes the way of Sunraysia up towards half forward, looking for Pearson. Ball cleared the pack. Chance now for the Redtails. Gee, again, we just see the feet just slipping from underneath them there. It was good handling under pressure. High shot coming in over the top from Brandon, and the free kick go the way of the Redtails, and they'll clear the danger there. Rear Thomas Swan.
Yeah, it's bounced off the chest there. Oh, I think it might have been, I think it's Turner coming through. Now they're just trying to scoop it forward. Players sliding in left, right, and centre. Quick hands, nice work. Chance here coming through for Hampton. There he goes along down the line. He's got a man on the lead. Good spoil from Brownbridge coming over the top of Gorey. And I reckon it might be out of bounds in the right fourth pocket. It is. And that's the matchup we were looking for, Paddy, is Tom Brownbridge. Very good at third man up, but a deceptive one-on-one defender as well. Of course, co-coach of Olympus Premiership side last year.
And Stan, Gorey shows some good leg speed out of the blocks too, so he won't be easy to get around.
He's got the traditional full forward. He's a bit more of an all-rounder. He's pretty good at ground level as well, and he just bobs up with 4 or 5 goals every time he plays.
Just a nice old falcon for one of the Redtails forwards there. Meanwhile, sweeping handball coming across. Chance here again for Turner. He couldn't keep his feet. Desperation from the Sunraysia defence. I reckon that might have been, I think it was Wayne Hancock coming across actually, and an intercepting mark on the last line of defence, trying to get the clearance coming across the for Sunraysia. Trying to get a sense of who that was. Might have been Vastafal, I think, in defence. Now a chance for Sunraysia to go from centre wing.
Dan Tongue on the left, lasers one out towards centre wing on the outer side. He was looking there for Dallas Willsmore. Ball hits the deck. Redtails trying to just hold it up there momentarily so they can reset on that outer side. And we will get a stoppage and shoot here, so it won't throw us back into play. We've ticked up just 2 minutes in the opening term.
Footy out on the scoreboard wing. Rider to do the ruck work again, and he keeps getting his hands on it. Redtails kick only went up and down. Only gained a couple of metres. Barry was there, couldn't get a hand on it. Now Ryder goes in. Slipped a little handball out. Still having trouble breaking away. Ryder again with the hands out to Dylan Barry. Kicks towards centre half forward. Stafford comes out. The big fella can't take the mark, but look at the recovery. Swept the handball out wide. Another little handball forward here. The Redtails linking up. Barry's made a big run from the centre of the ground. He's got it inside 50 now. Lost control of the footy. Picks it up. Goes long in towards goal. It's all Sunraysia back there. Easy mark spilt, but they'll get away with it.
Yeah, Tom Brownbridge with the clearing kick. Nice work by Dylan Barry. Maybe the bounce was ill-advised, but it still worked to his advantage as the Sunraysia side come to the Precinct wing. Willsmore the target, takes the chest mark. Had the overlap coming there, but decided against it. He's going to go down the line now. His own teammate Luke Stanbrook attacking hard. The McDonald medal winner from the Mildura last year.
Left.
Big nicer. Here's Brander. Nice pick up on the second bite of the cherry. He's got the overlap handle with Willsmore. Goes for the kick instead. I reckon Pezzanini's by himself.
Wow.
And the Pez dispenser. Well, if there's any man built for the big stage, Pat Silcox, it is this man who tore up the grand final last year when he was in the clinches, and a chance to kick the first goal of the Dreamtime at the Peak Clash.
Misread from Kurt Abbott defensively there. He just got caught out with that quick chaos ball coming in. He was going to another opponent and then trying to switch back.
Well, it looks like they swapped opponents because Woodbury ended up being the one out chasing Brander, and then in the end Kurt Abbott going back towards the goal square, but getting the ball coming in.
Pezzanini has just pushed it near side for a minor score to that Deacon Avenue end here at the MSP. It's the opening salvo on the Cooney Club scoreboard. Sunraysia one behind. Leading the Redtails yet to score with 3.5 minutes opening quarter for Ali Bearings.
Condon keen to take the kick in here for the Central Australia Redtails. Might go down to the boundary with John Hollywood for Enjoy Catering. John, what's been your opening thoughts in the first 4 minutes? Well, Paddy Ryder taking the mark on half back and just happy to get the ball moving forward, but stalemate over the far side of the ground. We'll get a throw in towards the 16th Street wing here at the MSP. It is one behind for Sunraysia. Redtails yet to score. That's on the Coombe Club scoreboard. Again, hello to everyone watching in through Dartfish live stream as well. We hope you're enjoying the night on what's going to be a wet occasion, but hopefully no less of a good contest, Paddy.
I'll tell you what, Paddy Ryder is playing like this means something to him.
Yeah,
he's won just about every ruck contest he's gone for, but he's working at ground level and his hands out to running teammates have been fantastic. Another opportunity for him here at the boundary throwing, and again he gets hands on the footy and taps it straight down to a teammate. They can't break through the tackle. Advantage has been given here, and away comes Sunraysia. Long direct kick towards the lead out from full forward. It came from Daniel Tongue, is it?
Brander, I believe
Brander
it was.
Ball spilled down to Woodbury. They link up with a handball and a long kick from half back for the Redtails.
There's your man again, Stan. Paddy Ryder marks centre field. He plays on with a very direct right boot, which is an absolute pinpoint pass to hit up Brad Turner as he goes inside the forward 50. Out they come the Redtails. As Sunraysia desperately get back in the fence to get some numbers behind the footy, but gee, Paddy Ryder has made a blitzing start to this game, boys.
He absolutely has. Sunraysia trying to find their way out of defence. Quick hands to Brownbridge. He's absolutely swamped by a bunch of Redtails out there. And they're keeping the pressure on. Brownbridge again. He's got Turner for company. Happy just to bundle him across the line. I reckon he's calling for deliberate. Umpire says we'll throw it in about 60 metres from home for the Redtails. Again, just 1 point margin. We've gone about 6.5 minutes in this opening time.
Very interesting what I've seen from Bradley Turner, because he was placed in the centre of the ground. In local football, he owns a win at Traeger Park, and he seems to be sneaking out to this side of the right-hand side as we look at it. And they're getting plenty of footy out there at the moment.
Absolutely is. He's rider with another tap down. Gee, the taps to advantage have been huge. There's a high tackle. It's going to go the way of the Redtails. I believe that might be Barry who's got the free again. He goes with the left shoe, not wasting any time. Gory, the target. That's a good strong mark across the front of the pack defensively for Sunraysia. Just trying to get a sense of who that is. Getting up slowly down there at the moment. And just trying. Again, it's a little bit hard to tell from this angle where we are in the back pocket, but Sunraysia will move it forward now. Actually, I believe you might be correct.
Yeah, he's a long way away from the stand of the grapevine into the ground as the ball's up for grabs there to centre wing on the Precinct side now as the Redtails link up some nice possession. And they'll look to move this one towards the true centre half forward position, and they'll take the catch directly in front. Who we got there, Stan?
It's Dylan Barry again.
He looks good, doesn't he? Moves well on the left.
He's absolutely had the ball on a string so far in this game, and considering the string's probably wet, it's not a bad effort.
Look, he's probably the most match-fit footballer out there, coming off a season in Darwin. He only finished a few weeks ago. He's a thumping left foot kick, so I'll be putting some money on him in this one.
Got a good look at him here from the box, and he goes straight down
the man.
Got it, thought it's just going to fall late though, is it?
It did.
You know what? It just drifted a fraction away on that breeze, but it was certainly a good strike from range there from Dylan Barry, who's impressed us early doors in this Dreamtime at the P-Clash on 106.7 Hot FM. All locked up on the Cooney Club scoreboard, 1 point apiece.
For Joy Catering, John Hollywood on the boundary. As you said, John, the Central Redtails are lightning quick out there at the moment. He's putting some real pressure on the Sunraysia defence right now. So thrown back in again, Ryder again getting the better of Jensen in the tap out. Quick handball over the top, trying to release our Redtails. Have to get one out of the pack here. Now's a chance. I believe that might be Daly that's going past, trying to tap the ball forward for Sunraysia. Couldn't quite get it. Nick Mee in the contest as well. At the back, trying to get somewhere going through at the moment was Daly again. He's around the ball a fair bit of that contest, but it's just pinballing left, right and centre at the moment, isn't it, Paddy? Just greasy out there. The ball's just got to hit his shin and it's getting some distance.
You can see some water pooling up on that outer side of left half forward, so certainly the ground drainage is going to be tested with this continual showers as Ryder gets the takeaway, a little floating ball up towards the left forward pocket. Sunraysia leading the race as the Redtails get some numbers around it now. Some quick distribution. Is that Barry again off his left? Gee, he looks so good, doesn't he? He kicks to an open goal square. Didn't quite have a teammate there to go to, and Sunraysia mopped up on the last one.
Yeah, that's a hospital kick coming out of defence though as Turner gets the spoil in and coming across and getting in the way of Sapupo. Now a chance to mop up here again, the young Wentworth player. He's just funneled across the boundary line.
That's a win for Bradley Turner there.
Really good work in the area. He gains some good ground to try and get that fist onto the ball. But again, another boundary throw in just outside forward 50 here for the Central Australia Redtails. 1 point apiece on the Cooney Club scoreboard.
And we get a restart as the boundary umpire throws us back into play. Right half forward as we see it for the Redtails. There's Sunraysia trying to work it out through numbers here. Coming through as a Daly, he puts it up towards the right half forward into the searching route of Pesanidi. Green was also in the vicinity. The ball just skirmishes across the red carpet there and goes out of play. So getting another start. Pat Silcox alongside of Mitchie Ryder and Stan Coombs from the CA4 great to have him.
No Paddy Ryder in the ruck this time, and I reckon that might be the first tackle by the Sunraysia team. Good tackles being applied, ball spills free. Redtails just about to run away with the footy canes of Arla Seaton, but the umpire's blowing the whistle for a ball up. So about 60-65 metres out from the Sunraysia goal. 10.5 minutes to go in the opening term, a point apiece on the scoreboard, and a quick kick by Shaden Close. Well done, nephew. He's got the ball out the half back for the Redtails, and nicely picked up by Jeremiah Scrutton. The big fella kicks it long out towards the half forward flank.
Gee, he's got some size there, Scrutton, and some pace to go with it. It's a real contest down here at right half forward for the Redtails. Quick handball coming out. Now a quick kick forward. Might be Gory there who's leading up, bounced off the chest. Quick handball, a chance to get around the corner for the Redtails. I reckon it might have been offhand. Some really desperate defending here from Sunraysia. They can get the sweeping handball up and going. Now Ellis Castle gets the kick forward, and now Vas Tafeo by himself on centre centre wing, goes forward. Branda, this is not a man that you want to give any space to. Is he going to go towards goals? No, he's going to square it. And how good was that? Straight down the lap of Nick Pezzaniti. He did it with a little dinky one before, Paddy, but that time he just summed it up nicely.
Bit of a head fake because we can see Willsmore getting back to the goal square, probably the better option, but that's where the defence were drawn to, and they opened up the goal face nicely to square it up perfectly for the goalsmith Nick Pezzaniti. He eats this stuff up for breakfast. He's directly in front. Kick Major's testing for distance with a heavy ball, but let's see what he's got for us.
So the Pez dispenser, you'll know by his celebration.
He's got it.
Gee, that's a bit muted for him, but we'll take it. First goal on the board going the way of Sunraysia. 1-1-7, one behind for the Central Australia Redtails. That's on the Coomiella Club scoreboard. This opening term brought to you by Mallee Bearings here on 106.7 Hot FM, and of course live streaming through Dartfish as well. With Stan, as we said, a really good kick by Jared Branda going forward, and maybe just the defence got caught out a bit.
And I like the way Pezzaniti made sure he was noticed. He made sure his teammate was in space.
Boys, don't worry about that.
Absolutely, he will on the boundary. John Hollywood for Enjoy Catering. Obviously nice to see for Sunraysia a bit of ball movement going forward because they were getting swamped in defence for a while. Might have just lost Johnny Hollywood there for a minute. We'll come back to him in just a few seconds. There's a chance here for Redtails. Quick kick coming out there by Braun. Trying to find someone down in the forward pocket. Nothing happening there. It's just tied up in the forward pocket. Happy to keep it together. As we might have a couple of technical issues going on here in the box. And that rain really starting to come down now, Stan Coombs. It's fairly heavy out there at this stage.
It is, but look, I'm not disappointed with the Redtail start here. They're right in this game and they've taken away from the stoppage with a little soccer off the ground. I think they've got their first goal on the board.
Beautifully done.
Might have been shaving close.
Gee, the nephew.
Yeah, one of the nephews.
The nephew's absolutely done it.
He's the one taking all the congratulations at the moment. But look, opportunistic goal. They've had it up there a fair bit, and certainly had a few opportunities, and they made the most of one there.
Stand by. You just have to get back into it again, mate. Dropped out. It's a goal. Goal there for Shaden Close. We apologise if we've had a few technical hiccups in here in this forward pocket. It's one goal, one behind, 7 apiece on the Coomiella Club scoreboard to start this opening term. 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the opening quarter of the Dreamtime at the P contest. And it's a free kick being pulled out here. It's going to go the way of Dean Coplin.
Even down here, I can hear the big roar from Larrap in the Valley at the moment. George and Chanel, they'll be very happy about Shaden's goal there.
Absolutely, they would be.
With Brander who wheeled around, might be a free kick for a chop over the arms out on Hancock, who was going back with the flight, and that's a bit of a linking connection I think we're going to see a lot of in season 2023. The two Winnie Roo boys coming together there as Brander has been a really good conduit at centre-half forward to link the forward passage and play together.
For a guy of his size, he runs really well, and Wade Hancock, you mentioned earlier, Paddy, started at the centre bounce. I reckon Don Falvo said he wants to use him as a DeGoey type role here, on ball with a bit of time forward, and he tries to be unselfish here to find the bruiser, Luke Stanbrook, off hands at the back of the pack. I reckon that's nearly gone through. Trying to see who that was at the back. I reckon it might have been Mitch Rhodes at the other side. They've rimpled forward, but just a behind for him. 1-2-8 for Sunraysia, 1-1-7 for the Redtails. Again, apologies if we've had some technical issues out there. Finneros Castle take a little intercept. Mike, and go stand.
He's looked all right, this young man. Kicks inside 50. Oh, over the fingertips of Jamal Stretch. He had a teammate behind him to gather. Got the handball out now. Kick under pressure from Dan Coughlin. High towards the top of the goal square. Brander there. Couldn't quite hold onto the chest mark. And now some Redtail defenders get in over the top of the footy and hold it up. That's 30 metres out from the Sunraysia goal.
Yeah, one man we're looking forward to seeing, Paddy, is that man in the number 16 for Sunraysia, Jamal Stretch. Highly rated youngster from Halls Creek who's come across to play for Owen United this year, playing Waffle Colts level last year. And I reckon he's going to light up the SFNL in 2023.
Well, now Mitch and Sunraysia work it through numbers. Here's a chance at half forwards. They'll get the hand pass coming in there from Ellis Castle. He's moved ahead. Oh, mark spilled by Brand running back 15 metres out. The bruiser. He was hit late in the tackle, a fair one that stopped him in his tracks. Little hack off the ground from Brander is going to be intercepted by the Redtails.
Oh, no.
Now, Coughlin stands in the way, only about 25 metres out. Tight angle towards the broadcast position here on the big avenue win, but just didn't quite have the eyes up and up there to find a better target.
He just didn't get any elevation on the kick there, saving a little bit. Okay, like a Brander, he's had a couple of opportunities that he didn't quite hold on to. I do think the Redtail defence has got to be a bit tighter on him.
Dan Coughlin, premier midfielder in Sunraysia, and he's quite happy to see that go through. Nice to see him injury-free and ready to go again in 2023. 2-2-14 for Sunraysia, 1-1-7 for the Central Australia Redtails. We're in the first quarter here of Hot FM action, thanks to Mally Bearings and the team down there. John Hollywood, again, nice to see Dan Coughlin back into a little bit of form. Obviously, only just came back for finals last year and got into the grand final team after that horrible leg injury during the season.
Changing the ruck for the Redtails, Paddy Ryder off, Shady Miles on, and Sunraysia get the tap and the kick forward. An absolute beauty. Chest mark being taken by, is it Luke Stanbrook? I love the start of his surname. He's got the stand there, kicks it into the forward pocket. Good tackling by the Redtail defence, and Dwayne Kobe Powell sees the ball. No, it's Connie Kenny. I think he sees the ball over the boundary line for the Redtails.
Might have got away with one there, Wade Hancock. I think just sort of let the ball go there, Paddy, and probably, a little bit on the safe side, but works for Sunraysia.
It's spot on as we get the reload. A chance there at ground level for the green and gold to pick up the footy. Redtails lock in some pretty good tackling there as it's going to be held up just inside the forward 50 beneath our Cooney Club scoreboard, which reads Sunraysia 2-2-14, and the Redtails 1-1-7, just a tick under 4 to play in the first term.
Absolutely love this Redtails uniform they've got on here. It looks absolutely magnificent out here with the colours going across. So it's a beautiful jersey and nice to see.
I put a hand up to a former Redtails player that designed that, the great Curtis Haynes from T3.
Beautiful, well done Curtis. It looks an absolute treat as it's hit forward there by Haynes, but it's sharked for Sunraysia. I think might have been Coughlin out of the pack. And that's hit the upright on the far side. We'll get another boundary throw in. Stalemate inside forward 50 for Sunraysia once again, Paddy.
And lots of numbers inside this tackling into the ground here for Sunraysia. The Redtails will trying to hit the rebound in that transition play going again. One down by Stanbrook in the contest. Where it hits the ground and they're just taking it over the line there. Might have been Tom Swain who couldn't quite get a handle on it. And again, they'll get another reload. So just a bit of tempo coming out of it at the moment, Stan. We can see that the Redtails are really trying to lock this ball in and get it going back the other way.
Well, they'll be desperate not to concede one here just before quarter time. They've put in a pretty good first quarter. Here's a chance, dashing out of defence, long kick from Dustin Oliver. Gets it into the centre of the ground, packed there. Big Shady Miles tried, no, Stafford tried to burst through. Couldn't take the footy with him. Bradley Turner puts his nose over it. Can't get it out of the pack either. There's plenty of players around this one. The umpire letting things go though. It's almost like a rugby scrum at the moment. Still on hands and knees. Eventually, attempt to kick forward is smothered, so it goes straight back into the pack.
And it's going again, just absolutely going through here. It's not like Nick Brew or the Cossack to let it go at the moment, Paddy, for those who watch Sunraysia footy. Meanwhile, here's a chance for Daly. Great pickup. Kick forward. Is it going to sit for either Hancock or I think it might have been...
size forwards, I think.
Might have been Pezzanini, I think, also coming the other direction for Sunraysia. Couldn't quite handle it and out of bounds again. A stalemate with 2 minutes to go.
Rain's really starting to come down to it, the MSP. You can see the ponchos out around
John Holland's going to be waterlogged up at the boundary.
Absolutely. So there's a chance here at ground level. Here the number 21, Dan Tongue from Mildura, trying to get his quick kick away. As the Redtails continue to work through some numbers. Handball up over the top is going to go to the advantage. Thought it might have been a chance for Tyler Hayes there, but he couldn't quite get the run of the green. Quick kick from Hancock as he kicks it across the face. Randers a shimmies in over the top. He's still alive for Sunraysia here. Hancock goes back and finds it again. Brandon loses the handle. Now a chance for the Redtails under pressure trying to work it to advantage. Good pressure coming in here from Tyrell Woodbury has got them to the safety of the line.
Xavier Little as well. We've got to give props to him in that contest there, Stan, because he was out. He's outmanoeuvred to start with, but just kept his cool and didn't blaze away.
Yep, good stuff, and young Woodbury then, not much body weight, but I tell you what, he took a few bumps on the way to getting that ball out of the boundary line. He gained his team about 30 metres, and that's valuable in these conditions. Attempted kick forward there by Close has been smothered. Sunraysia keep it inside the attacking 50.
Really pushing hard at it there was Abbott, but now the kick forward for Sunraysia. Brander's got some separation. Great pickup. Can he wheel it around? It looks pretty good. He's put it home and Brander gets his first. He's been really the target man so far in this first quarter. 3-2-20 for Sunraysia, 1-1-7 for the Central Australia Redtails on the Cooney Club scoreboard.
Let's go down to the sideline for our friends at Enjoy Catering and Johnny Hollywood. It's been a long time since we've seen Jared play footy locally. He's such a little small kid back in the day. He's a man now, isn't he? Yeah. he's going to be a real tough proposition for every other club in the competition, John, no doubt.
He certainly showed some smarts then too, because his two blokes sort of been standing in, Woodbury and Abbott, both came out to the defensive 50. He had the smarts to drop that up to the goal square under 10.
That's forward craft for you as there's the quarter time siren. You might have just heard Sunraysia in front, 3-2-20, leading the Central Australia Redtails 1-1-7 here for Dreamtime at the P. The first quarter brought to you by the team at Mallee Bearings. Thank you as well to the Warrable Hotel for jumping on board and supporting us in 2023. We're going to go to some of our sponsors and we'll be back for the Pioneer Ford Robin Vale quarter time wrap in a few moments. Thanks for joining us for Dreamtime at the P. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back soon.
Australia is where we sit, at the top of Victoria's state, an inland city like no other, where everyone's now your mate. The Murray is our river. It stretches far and wide. People swim, boats cruise past. It's our region's joy and pride. Enriched in our region's history, our culture, our land, our art, from those who came before us, stories capture your mind. Fresh produce to fill your belly. It's offered everywhere you go. Australia's food bowl as we're known, and soon a new TV show. Vodka, whiskey, wine and gin, we make it all right here. You can sip it on a houseboat or at a bar any time of year. Fishing, camping, boating, the outback's at your feet. Join a nature-based experience. Our guides are the friendliest you'll meet. A round of golf can be enjoyed, whichever course you choose, but watch you don't yell "for" to the local kangaroos. Our weather is warm and sunny almost every month you visit. Our stars are so much brighter and our sunsets are exquisite. There are many ways to get here, by plane, by coach, by car. We'll welcome you with open arms, folks from near, wide and far. Australia awaits. It's time for adventure. So start it here with us. Love, your mate, Mildura.
Absolutely, thank you very much, John Hollywood. And Stan, you just pointed out, Paddy Ryder looks like he's moved to centre half forward to start this quarter.
It's a big move. So Shane Miles is going to have to shoulder the ruck, work in the centre there for the Redtails. Is that an advantage on free kicks being given to Sunraysia, and nice delivery of the ball into the forward line too.
Vastafeo, who started in the centre bounce there, Paddy, and a really good mark on the lead coming up for Sunraysia. I believe Wade Hancock it is with the really strong mitts. We saw that a lot for Wentworth last year, obviously winning the Bland medal for the leading goal kicker. And as a guy who's not the tallest in the world, he can certainly play as a big fella.
Yeah, he can play well in all conditions. He's certainly going to be tested with this shower activity really starting to settle in. As he just pushes his shot across the face of goal, he just quite get the journey there for a minor one. And it takes him over to 3-3-21 over the Redtails, 1-1-7. Just quickly back to John sideline for Enjoy Catering. How are you going with the shower down there, Johnny?
I was going to say, he's almost a bit of a Bear Grylls setup. I reckon he's probably pitching a tent really for later on in the night, I think. Bit of faulty work there for John Hollywood on the boundary, braving the conditions for us as Brander, quick handball. I think he was trying to find Daly going past, couldn't quite hit the target as that rain looks like it's coming down a fair bit more now here in Sunraysia. I reckon that name's a little bit deceiving at the moment, isn't it, Paddy? As there's a kick forward towards goal, and I reckon that's pretty close. In fact, it's just a minor score for Sunraysia. So now that's 2 on the board in quick time. 3-4-22 for them, 1-1-7 for the Central Australia Redtails. A minute and a half gone in this second term. Brought to you by the team there, Robin Barker.
You know, Sunraysia today, the Redtails put the ball back into play. Short kick into the back pocket, might be saving the middle back there that's taken the mark, and now he goes along with the kick out towards half back. He might have lined up at half forward, Paddy Ryder, but he's worked his way up the field to half back to contest that mark. Ball comes down in favour of Sunraysia. Plumbers pretty close to the boundary line. I might have picked out a free kick there, and I think it's going to go the Redtails way, maybe a 50 to go with it.
Yeah, someone's had a bit too much to say on the after fact there, so that'll march the Redtails nicely.
Jamal Lynch with the free kick. Yep. First time I've seen him all weekend without sunglasses on.
There you go, he doesn't need them tonight. No doubt about that, Stan, as he kicks up the line there towards centre half forward looking for an option. Couldn't quite get it in the hands of Hampton, I reckon it was. As the quick kick from Sunraysia clears the danger to centre wing, and they'll maintain possession with the streaming wheels. More centre field may be the best option.
Yeah, it goes in that direction. The kick coming away from Mitch Rhodes, high up and under. Big fly from the back, keeping the feet at the ground level. Here is Sunraysia. They've got quick hands, trying to find a way through. Great pressure from the Redtails defenders. Now here's Brander. Can he get it enough around the corner? I reckon it's got the purchase. Maybe not quite enough. Well, out of mid-air, just trying to make something creative. I reckon might have been Peasant Eden down there, but just a minor score for Sunraysia again. That's 3-5-23 for them. The Redtails 1-1-7. And the Cumulative Club scoreboard immediately back out again.
Now pressure's starting to build on the Redtails here. Sunraysia have started this second term in fine fashion, and they'll go forward once more.
Yeah, kick.
Gee, took a divot out. Goes out into the forward pocket. Pretty even contest out there. The Redtail defenders do get around in numbers, but again, Sunraysia, was that Brander?
Don't think it was that one. It's hard to see from this pocket.
Thumping kick towards goal just offline, and he's through for another behind. They're peppering him.
I reckon that might have been Wade Hancock who had a bit of a crack at that one there, Paddy. And again, that's a fourth behind here for Sunraysia. Within the opening 3 minutes, you might think they would have taken advantage of a few more of those opportunities to really stamp their authority on the game so far.
Certainly have loaded up after quarter time as the ball's out of the danger end for the Redtails. They clear it out towards the 16th Street side of the MSP. Nothing continues to fall here early in April in Sunraysia. Who would have thought?
It's strange.
It's still up for grabs as the numbers are with the green and gold at the moment. Although the ball has hit the decks and good hit and spin work. Barry looks so classy on his left boot. Manages to keep it inside the field of play and gains some really advantage territory for his side. It goes out of play pretty much in the true centre wing position outside of the green.
Good to see some common sense from the umpires too. I reckon a couple of times gone over there, really could have done that for a kick.
Yeah, well, the AFL would have done real stuff.
Absolutely. John Hollywood on the boundary. Yeah, where someone forgot to put the tarpaulin across the top of the ground, I think, looks like it might have been Rhodes who's taken the mark there. Kicking forward, that's really good work by Wilmsmore, just to hold his body in front of the defender. He's taken it directly in front. He's probably about 55, maybe 60 from home. He's pushing his way back. I don't think he's probably got the journey maybe with the wet ball, but I suppose Wilmsmore is a beautiful kick of the footy. Got those long levers, got an option, was waiting for one, and it's presented and taking the mark on the chest pretty comfortably. I'm pretty sure it was Brander. We'll just get confirmation of that in a sec, but maybe just a little bit lacking in the defensive effort there from the Redtails stand.
Yeah, and just Winsmore, you know, on AFL.
Yeah, played two games for Hawthorn.
Right.
And played a bit of footy up really for West Adelaide over there in the Sandpool for a few years before coming home.
And now he's over with Scotty Briggs.
He's an Underwood boy from back there, so certainly part of the territory there from Owen United. And I reckon played his junior footy there until about 16 before he moved down to boarding schools. Looks like Brandon's got another kick at goal, and that looks pretty good. Second on the board for him. He's looking pretty dangerous so far, Stan.
I like the fact that he didn't elevate that one. He kept it low, he punched it. He knows wind is probably a factor out there. And, gee, he looks to be the class player out on the ground at the moment. Paddy Ryder for the Redtails. But Brandon's up forward for Sunraysia, and he's getting what they need, goals.
Yeah, he's certainly causing them a few headaches defensively. They'll look to try and switch up the matchups across the evening on him as Dale Wilsmore now is going to take them on through rotation.
No, I was just pointing up to the Coomella Club scoreboard there, Paddy. 4-6-30 for Sunraysia. Redtails at 1-7. Most of the momentum with the green and gold so far. As the umpire Michael Brewell, the Cossack as he's known here in Sunraysia, just says, give it to me, boys. We'll toss it up again in the middle of the ground. And so Ryder up against Jensen. Certainly we give the points to Paddy so far. I reckon Jensen got his hand a bit more to that one. But over the back, a chance here for the Redtails kicking forward. Gory's on the lead if it sits for him. It was well read there by Brownbridge at the back. But also is Tyson Woods ready to show some speed if he can get some separation. Nice work by the Sunraysia defence to hold it up, but might be pinged. It is free kick going the way of the Redtails, and it's that man Woods, I believe, who's been given the free kick stand.
Yeah, look, the distance might be a little bit of an issue here. Putting 5 or 10 metres closer, and I back him just about every time. He is a deadly goal sneak, whether it's a set shot or on the run or under pressure. But this one, distance-wise, I think is going to be an issue. Look to get big Daniel Stafford in the goal square, and maybe the big fella can take a grab.
So here's a chance for Woods. It's buried to the top of the square. Gory is there. Ellis Castle with the fist, bringing it to ground level. Redtails swarming. Can they bring something out of this? Just trying to dance around. Desperation from both sides. Little soccer forward there from Brownbridge, just trying to move it forward for Sunraysia. And I reckon there might be another hold in the ball. She's jumped over the top of it. They have been red hot on it, but I suppose that's what we saw in the earlier game, Paddy. If you dive on it and make no attempt, you're going to get pinged.
I think all the players in that contest were so desperate to keep their feet, weren't they? They knew if they went to ground, they're probably going to get pinched by the umpire. So
Deacon Braun, I think.
Great opportunity here for the number 17, Deacon Braun, to get the Redtails back in action on the Coombe Club scoreboard.
Son of the great Wayne Braun, CAFL life member, played over 200 games for the South Football Club. This young man following in his father's footsteps. They are a famous football family in Alice Warriors.
Quite ironic, he's kicking to the Deacon Avenue end of the ground at the moment as well. So Braun, about 25 metres out, looks pretty good off the boots.
Pushed it wider.
No, he has. He's sprayed it a little bit wide. I reckon the wet ball certainly had something to do with that. And a fair bit of effort from the young fellas behind the goals there in the waterlogged area to try and bring the pill back into play. Absolutely. 1-2-8 for the Central Australian Redtails. 4-6-30 for Sunraysia is brought out of defence by Alex Morrish. Nice kick hitting Joey Mezzatesta on the line.
So Mezzatesta gets his first touches of the evening. He's looking to direct the traffic down the line. From the stadium here at the MS play, up they go. Ryder gets the double fist to advantage at front and centre. Nick Mee, he's dangerous when the ball hits the deck. Tries to arch the back and bend down and pick it up. He's just going to elect to kick it off the ground. That might be his best passage. Ball comes up now. Chance here for Josh Dean. He's checked into the game as well. He'll have it tight in the clinches. The Redtails go inside the forward 50. Out comes Brownbridge. Meets it with vigour. Takes the contest on.
That's clever.
The danger and finds his own teammate Dan Coughlin.
Quick hands coming up here from Wilmsmore with the overlap. Left shoe forward. Trying to find the lead, I think, of Stanbrook. Or actually, Pezzanini, who pushed his opponent out of the way nicely. Tefao's also there as well for Sunraysia. Great pickup. Handball was looking for Pezzanini. Couldn't quite get it. It's a bit slick. The pressure is still on this Redtails defence, and I reckon there's a free kick pulled out. And it's going to go the way of... I'm trying to get a sense of where it is from here. It's going to go the way of Sunraysia, I believe, and Dan Coughlin's going to have a set shot directly in front.
I think we saw an example there where the attacking footy can come unstuck a little sometimes. I think he went for the bounce.
It's probably a little bit uneven on the risk versus reward scale there as Coughlin just sneaks it through the big sticks, and his second goal of the game, Sunraysia 5-6-36. They've opened up a 28-point lead over the Redtails at 1-2-8 on the Coomella Club scoreboard. Stan, where do you reckon Redtails can get back into this game? Because they've got the spark and energy to be able to do it, it's just not quite meshing in these wet conditions.
Yeah, look, obviously the defence is under a fair bit of pressure at the moment. The forwards were pretty good there for a 3-minute period, keeping the ball inside the attacking 50. Unfortunately for the Redtails is when they do that, they've got to get a reward on the scoreboard. They need to get a 6-pointer, and it's becoming a little bit more urgent now as we look at that 4-goal plus margin.
So John Hollywood on the boundary for Enjoy Catering. Fred Campbell, the coach down there for the Redtails. What instructions is he giving out from the bench at this stage? Geez, we must be good. We're actually echoing the sentiments of the coaches. There's a nice kick inside by Daly and a good mark by Brandon, who's really been one of the telling players in this game so far. Kick didn't quite have enough on it, but running down at ground level is Messer Tester. Quick handball over the top. That's going to release a man moving forward. I reckon that might have been Coughlin again going forward. In fact, it might have been Liparotta, the Robinvale Houston youngster, just getting smashed down there. I think it was Sapupo. A chance here for Sunraysia, running into the open goal, and he's put it across the face in the end. I think Pezzanini was the last man in that chain, and really well done by Redtails. Desperation in defence there, Paddy.
Put some numbers behind the balls there. They had to because they're under siege.
They're desperate with the tackling at the moment, but I think the body strength advantage for Sunraysia is starting to show through. They're breaking through the tackles as desperate as they are.
Is there anyone so far, Stan, that you probably haven't seen a lot of that you would like to see get more into the game from the Redtails perspective?
Yeah, I haven't noticed Sean Byrne. He was looking for some pace to burn. I haven't really seen him get himself into the game, and Tyson Woods, who maybe had a couple of opportunities up forward, still hasn't shown us much yet. If they do get going, I think that's what the Redtails need, that quick speed.
Because everyone's pushed up the ground at the moment, Paddy. Just 4 players on this side of the forward half of the ground for the Redtails.
More than happy for them to keep it at this end of Deacon Avenue. Very much easy to see here from the boxes. Ryder gets to front and centre. Lots of 2 advantage. Coming through there is Josh Dean. He'll enjoy these conditions. He likes them on the ground. As I said, now we've just got a ball lock up there. Centre wing on the basketball and netball stadium side of the East Point.
Still haven't been able to track down Josh Dean's surname. He's still got running with the 2 first ones as he's thrown up again on centre wing here at the Precinct. Trying to get the clearance here. I think might be Barry in the middle of that for the Redtails, but he's held up. Another stalemate. We've got about a bit under 8 minutes remaining in this first half of footy action. 106.7 Hot FM. Thanks for joining us, Mitch Rock, Pat Silcox, and Stan Coombs with us from AFLC.
The Redtails certainly can't afford to concede another one here before half-time, and ideally they'd like to get 1 or maybe even 2 on the board, tighten that margin back up and give themselves a shot in the second half. Ryder to do the ruck work, put it down and throw in on the wing. Up against Jensen, is he? The ball down Sunraysia's way. Kick free with the tackle, took the top off the ground by the Redtails. Somehow the footy ended up with Ryder. His attempted kick forward's been smothered. The handball's been coughed up. Kurt Abbott gets it, gets a little handball forward for the Redtails. Dylan Barry onto the left boot, who was quickly under pressure. Stafford in the front position. He can't take the mark. Little soccer off the ground by Jamie Hampton. Bradley Turner in pursuit of the footy. The defenders get back. It's ricocheted off all of them. Jamal Daly with a little soccer off the ground. Stafford was there but slipped over for the Redtails. And now Sunraysia should be able to clear it out in defence.
Right, Brownbridge with a tall bat towards centre wing on the outer side, but the Redtails can mop this one up and bring it back our way. Barry is just starting to find his way through this game again as he kicks up to a searching lead coming in there. Is it Daniel Stafford? He couldn't quite get it on bended knee, just bounced off his shoulder. They're working hard though, the Redtails, to keep it in the forward attacking half. But once again, the handling of Sunraysia, it's coming from Coughlin to Brander. He's having a real breakout performance here this evening as he kicks up towards centre wing. Can't be held onto this time though by Ricardo Liparotta. And almost spent before he had it there. Wade Hancock, he goes back to forward again, and he's going to go. And the Redtails are playing to advantage here.
Trying to dance around. I reckon he's taking a little bit too much of a bite there for the Redtails. Right at the top. Here's a chance coming through for, I reckon that's Adams. And he's been met. Sunraysia just really working hard in defence here. Can the Redtails find something? Trying to create something out of nothing. Close around the corner. Big chance here for Stafford. Left it behind. Brownbridge has got to be careful. Nearly lost his footing. He was being chased down there by Hampton. And Sunraysia, I reckon, might be just doing enough to keep it out. But The numbers are desperate and everywhere at the moment. Not a great handball coming forward from Noah Hill. Was a little bit loose there for Sunraysia. They're still keeping the pressure on, but he's followed up his work, and now they can get the clearance from defence.
So Hills goes centre field to Coghlan. He really is starting to own the MSP in this second term. Opens up the opportunity chance here for Joey Mezzatesta. They get a quick punt up there for, was it Jed Connolly who's checked in there as he kicks up towards half.
It was Brander.
Brander it was. He's all over the place. As they look to try and workshop some numbers here inside the forward 50. Great defensive pressure from the Redtails. They should be rewarded and will be.
A couple of good tackles in the last 5 minutes from the Redtails. Just as I said that the tackles have been broken, they've tightened it up and made that a feature of the game. So they're hanging in there. 5 minutes to not concede a goal and hopefully get one on the board. And that kick towards centre half back found Barry. Just couldn't quite handle the half volley. Recovery not bad, but walked straight into his tackle. Couldn't get beat the ball. Holding the ball the decision. He was gang tackled, and the kick will go deep into attack. Was it Brander getting the kick? I finally got him right. And Sunraysia having it in the forward pocket.
Yeah, almost a stalemate down there to go out of bounds. But a chance here for Sunraysia. A bit of a check side going forward to the near side and a minor score. 5-8-38 for Sunraysia, 1-2-8 for the Redtails. And Dylan Barry is a bit unfortunate. He just got absolutely gang tackled in a 3-on-1 situation. On the boundary, John Hollywood for Enjoy Catering. I'm just watching a few players getting quite close to the boundary line here. And Ben Ridley, the assistant coach and one of the organisers of this game, looking pretty resplendent in his white outfit.
Well taken.
Absolutely, great tackle from Tristan Parker there, getting the reward for effort. Miranda sweeping a handball out wide, trying to find a man coming across him. Mezzatesta on the lead, that's going to go close. In fact, it's going to be marked in the goal square. And I reckon that's put through the big sticks. I reckon it might be the bruiser, Luke Stanbrook, who's got the goal. But I reckon Joey Mez might just go, oh, come on, mate, you couldn't have just given me an extra half a metre, because that would have been a ripper. But Stanbrook is the man on the end, kicks another goal for the green and golds.
Just the execution that time Stanley has managed to link that chain of possession together, freed up some space ahead of the ball and open goals for Beckham.
There's been a difference. You see the Redtails get the ball forward almost as often as Sunraysia, but it's hard, scrappy work to do it, and they haven't been able to capitalise on it. Sunraysia have found more clean footy when they've got it inside 50.
Been able to find that space, haven't they, and been able to work up on the leads, and even when they haven't been taking it, being able to bring it back to ground level. Really probably need something from the centre clearance here, Redtails, to try and want something in the final 3 minutes of this opening half. Ryder with the tap down, but Coghlan with the quick hands. Clearance going the way of Hancock. He's dragged down as he's kicked it, but again, Brandon just attacking it at full tilt. Quick hands, Liparotta, he's a big fella, tries to bust his way through with his forehead, but keeps moving the ball forward. Off hands, Mezzatesta down there, leaving it behind. Again, Redtails under real stress, trying to keep it out, but good handballs. They get the clearance here, Stan.
The kick goes out towards the wing on the scoreboard side of the ground. Down there just inside the boundary line, that was Jamie Hampton. Clever handball over the head. I think Bradley Turner might have collected it. And he finds Dylan Barry, who marks in between wing and half forward. Goes with that left boot towards the attacking 50, with the front position taken by the defender this time. And Alex Morris with the mark and clearing kick for Sunraysia.
Goes long down the line. Gee, Brander in between two. That's a great grab in the wet. Really strong chest mark. And happy just to hold it up. He's been the linchpin so far for Sunraysia. Sliding attempt to mark there at forward, couldn't be held. Kick comes out of defence now. Chance here for it's close. He tries to come across a bit further now. Coming after it was Martin, but he's under a bit of pressure. Nick Mee, haven't seen a lot of him so far for Sunraysia, but in the middle of this contest, in the true centre of MSP, wet weather footy at its finest at the moment. Umpires letting it go. Yeah, really good hands. Might have cut one high there. I think Lynch going through. Umpire says play on. Morris at the back for Sunraysia. Big tackle. That's got to be pinged. And a chance here for Redtails to attack with 90 seconds remaining.
Jamie Hampton, one of the four nephews I've got out there. Younger brother of Kirtley Hampton, two GWS Giants in Adelaide pros. The kick inside 50. Stafford in pursuit, leaves it for his teammate. Just quite pick it up the first time there. Denzel Anderson, now he's under a bit of pressure. Good tackle by Daly. And the ball over the boundary line for a boundary throwing. Again, another example, the Redtails getting the ball forward under a fair bit of pressure though and scrappy, and then they just can't quite finish it.
The Stafford definitely did the team thing there, didn't he, Paddy? Just went to lay on the shepherd, but unfortunately Anderson just couldn't quite pick it up on the first time in last game.
So we get a reload right in front of the hot box with a tick over a minute to play in the first half. Chance for Brander is taking a bit of a spin on the ruck here. Frees up an opportunity stretch for Jamal. Stretch. He backed himself in, but don't argue. He's been pinged the way the free kick. Gee, it was good to watch, wasn't it?
Absolutely, it was. Gave the old don't argue. Was waiting for the tackle, almost Benji Marshall style going around. Although I know you wouldn't like hearing that as a Raiders man, Paddy. Has a chance here to go forward again for Redtails. It's Thomas Swain who's got the ball in hand. Short chip buries the target. He's going to take it on the second bite. 30 seconds remaining before half time. He's not going to waste it. He's going to run towards the paint. He goes high with the left shoe. There's a chance at the back coming through for Stafford. I believe it might have been ground level. Here's Scrutton. His check side was smothered at the very last second by Finn Ellis Castle. Happy to flip through for a rush behind. 139 for Redtails, 6-8-44 for Sunraysia.
Really tight and finds there, Scrutton. He did well to get a kick away in the end. As now it's Cogwood. He loads one up outside defensive 50. They're out Sunraysia. Nick Mee takes a great catch overhead. Sweeping handball inboard is pretty good to Daniel Tongue, who kicks up to left half forward, but the siren will beat him. And that is all she wrote for a very exhilarating and entertaining display of football tonight as part of Dreamtime at the P. And we'll score on to the Cooning Club scoreboard. It's Sunraysia 6-8-44 leading the Redtails 1-3-9.
Yeah, we loved having your company here on 106.7 Hot FM. Of course, you can stream us at allws.hotfm.org.au. And again, hello to everyone listening to our coverage through the live stream through Dartfish. Hope you're having a fantastic night. It might be wet, but it's still a hot footy out there at the moment. We're going to take some messages from our valued sponsors and be back for the Pioneer Ford Robin Vale halftime wrap. Mitch Rod, Pat Silcox and Stan Coombs with you. We'll be back soon. Don't go anywhere.
Australia is where we sit, at the top of Victoria's state, an inland city like no other, where everyone's now your mate. The Murray is our river. It stretches far and wide. People swim, boats cruise past. It's our region's joy and pride. Enriched in our region's history, our culture, our land, our art, from those who came before us, stories capture your mind and heart. Fresh produce to fill your belly. It's offered everywhere you go. Australia's food bowl as we're known, and soon a new TV show. Vodka, whiskey, wine and gin, we make it all right here. You can sip it on a houseboat or at a bar any time of year. Fishing, camping, boating, the outback's at your feet. Join a nature-based experience. Our guides are the friendliest you'll meet. A round of golf can be enjoyed, whichever course you choose. But what you don't yell for to the local kangaroos. Our weather is warm and sunny almost every month you visit. Our stars are so much brighter and our sunsets are exquisite. There are many ways to get here, by plane, by coach, by car. We'll welcome you with open arms, folks from near, wide and far. Australia awaits. It's time for adventure. So start it here with us. Love, your mate, Mildura.
Watch your head, you're pretty tall.
Rock one side there.
Yeah, I watch my head too. Check the boot now.
My name is Nigel Lockie Jr., born and bred from Alice Springs. Father's side, Arundel, Georgia, and on the mother's side, I'm Walpri, so yeah.
What's been the hardest part of playing football at an elite level?
Elite level, yeah. It's been a lot of time in the making, to be honest. Like, I remember back then, my coach pushing me pretty hard and stuff like that. I used to always complain about everything. I'm sore, giving excuses every single day and stuff like that. So I think I've gotten to the position now where I'm playing a high level. So I've accepted the fact that this stuff is hard. Like, you gotta do the hard work no matter what. So it's been hard to growing up in Alice Springs. You know, pretty bad environments, drug, alcohol abuse, and all that sort of stuff. So it's pretty hard to stay focused and actually keep the distractions away and stay focused on something that you're trying to do and trying to achieve in your life.
What was the biggest sacrifice you think you made personally?
Biggest sacrifice probably on top is family. Like, I've always been around family, grew up in Alice Springs. That's all I ever basically knew, you know. Even my culture as well, like, there's a lot of cultural practices every year. I can't really attend them every year and stuff like that.
Yeah, we all had talks like that with other family and that, to understand with his uncles and like grandfathers and all that there. You know, we talked to them and that, and they all more or less happy for him, you know. You know, he explained it and all this and that, and they said, no, you go on and do what you got to do, you know. Ron, we got your younger brother here with us, you know, doing it there 4 years both, you know. So whenever you get the chance one day, it's always be there to go and do it again, you know. You know, the business culture's not going anywhere. You know, you miss out on things, but it's all good in that way. We just want him to do what he's got to do, you know, and hopefully it all works out for him. Yeah. You know, he's sacrificed a lot of things and everything, like saying, and you know, we all hope the best for him, you know.
But yeah, I think another big thing is that, like, growing up in Alice Springs, I've had pretty good practices to be, just be myself no matter where I am as well. It's just like, I've had the practice of having distractions there and being able to make the right decisions when I need to. I think people naturally, when they hear I'm from Alice Springs and I'm Aboriginal, they just automatically assume, oh, he's blah, 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 he's not going to last here. I'm just like, well, I'm here. I've been here and I'm going to be here, whether you like it or not, I'm here. Like, but that just, yeah, that's just something that definitely fires me and makes me want to just prove them wrong in a way.
What's your dream?
My dream, seeing a quote from one of my favourite artists, Nipsey Hussle. It's like, the highest human act is to inspire. So I think me going the direction I'm going, which is mainly using footy as a vehicle to better myself as a person and to become the best person I can be. Hopefully that inspires people back home in Alice Springs to just try to become a better version of yourself. And yeah, definitely leading up to round one, I'm feeling ready and feeling ready to rumble. I'm pretty excited to put on that jersey for sure. Like, made a few bad decisions in my life, like dropping out of school and stuff like that, but that opened up another avenue, which was footy. And like, NT Thunder back then was always sort of on my case about signing up with them and doing the under-18s program and things like that. So I knew footy was always sort of there, but like, I used to always focus on basketball a bit more. But as soon as it got to a point where I just made some bad decisions, fell off sport in a way, and then like, I was like, oh, NT Thunder's there. Like, I was like, oh, may as well give it a go, and had a few under-18s games as an overage and as a 19-year-old. And I think I had a bit of interest back then as well, but still learning along the way as well, like being young at the time, making bad decisions like week in, week out. So yeah, and that's when I eventually got into the program Redtails, because it was just a training environment. Just go there and play a bit of footy, and like, it's for all clubs as well, so not everyone you know is there, like everyone from your club's there, so it's just a bunch of like people from different clubs coming together and training to hopefully make the side and play against a rep side or something like that. So yeah, as soon as I rocked up to training, he's just like, oh, do you have a job? I was like, no, I don't have a job, I'm here to train. He's like, well, we need, how old are you? I'm like, 18. He's like, oh, well, we'll start getting you a job. I was like, why does that matter right now? I'm here to play footy. So then, like, eventually now, growing up, I've realised that sort of stuff is very important, like just as important as being on the field, playing and training and stuff like you have to be able to secure yourself on the off-field sort of things, so then you can actually perform on field as well. But yeah, having that environment with Redtails program, Right Tracks program, it's been unreal, and that's been a huge part in getting me to the place I am at, where I am right now, which is in Adelaide, playing in Sandful, pretty high level, semi-professional. It wouldn't be doable if there wasn't a program like Redtails back home in Alice Springs, where there's almost no hope back there. There's a lot of people that just like give it a go, but then something pops up, like an obstacle pops up, and they're just like, no, I don't want to do this, and then drop off. So
from young, everyone makes mistakes when you're young and this and that, but you learn from that.
Exactly.
You go on, you moved on, and everything got, Yeah, there's another thing what made me happy with him, like, made me happy. He got picked and leave, came up here and moved, and he rang me up, Dad. Guess what number they give me? So I said, 7, your number, 739. No, Dad, it was 23. Is it? Within you, that's when I used to play football back in my career, it was 23, and it made me even more happy, that he's got my number when I was a young fella, and to him to have that number is, really special for me and him,
His dad played this jumper for most of his career, Nigel Senior, and Nigel's played 23 as well, so well done, young man.
That's more or less. And just hope he, plays his game tomorrow. Like he always does, just plays his game and just hope it goes his way. And either way, we're just still happy to be here to, come watch his debut game.
Footy, here comes Lockyer again. He flies from the back, Duval, front position, and goes to ground. He's in a bit of trouble here. And extricating in the contest there was Lockyer off of a step. Can he finally get a goal? Nigel Lockyer gets one on debut. The crowd around the Precinct players get through the flow, and he stays in the contest. He hits the ground. Good work there from Nigel Lockyer.
As soon as the back into the second one, it was looked like it really sort of died off. Yeah, she's still feeling well, hopefully once this next one comes through, we'll get it playing. Not that it makes a different game or done. Yeah.
I think it's going to change it around.
Nah, I wouldn't have thought so. I'm more worried about trying to get you. That's going to go. I might actually go out that way. We almost have to get some snowshoes or something.
We're getting into that now. The second game was about 37 points behind quarterback reserve last night and got up and won by a couple of points. I might just toss that out there. Always got to have hope, Steve. Always got to have hope.
We still want to try and make it exciting. Geez, you can tell Johnny's been on the kids. He's a saturated. I hope that's rain, John.
Broadcast and just so 30 seconds.
I'm not sure if he plays guitar or not, but I reckon my co-commentator here, Pat Sukos, will be busting out a bit of tip of my tongue. I reckon every time he gets a chance on a lazy Sunday. We're back here at the Mildura Sporting Precinct 40 Dreamtime at the P contest, about to come into the third quarter, brought to you by the Butcher. Certainly looking forward to this second half as the rain is coming down a bit more. Certainly unfamiliar territory for both Sunraysia and the Central Australia Redtails. Sunraysia 6-8-44, leading the Redtails 1-3-9 on the Cunella Club scoreboard. Mitch Rod, Pat Silcox and Stan Coombs here with you, of course, John Hollywood will get to on the boundary soon. But Stan, you were telling us a little bit of something just off air there before about I guess some history with Redtails, because they've been down before and come back and done it. What was the occasion?
Yeah, look, early on in their history, they were going with Port Adelaide Reserves and they were being completely outclassed, just as they were not completely outclassed in this particular game, but they were being completely outclassed and that one 37 points down at half time. They dug deep, found some Central Australian spirit and got up to win that one by 2 points. Not necessarily suggesting that might happen here, but I reckon Coach Fred Campbell, maybe Rob Clark and the other support staff down there, Ian McCallum and Darren Talbot, might have raised that one and said, look fellas, the scoreboard not mattering as much, and if we think back, we've done it before.
Yeah, hopefully history can repeat itself for the Redtails perspective, and Paddy, we'd love to see the Redtails get up and about in this third quarter, especially because they've brought some excitement so far in this game, even though, as we've said, it hasn't showed on the scoreboard. They've come here to play, and I reckon they're doing pretty well considering the conditions.
Yeah, there was certainly a lot of twists and turns in our curtain raiser where the Mildura got out to the early jump and then the Mallee Tigers settled in and the Naval they were going to run away with it. And all of a sudden there was going to be a last-minute snap victory from the Mildura boys. So there's certainly plenty more to play out in this game. So I think the first 5 or so minutes going to be key to play some good possession, link it up and get things rolling. They'll be in the mate Johnny Hollywood sideline.
Yeah, Donnie, Mitch right up here, mate. Congratulations on the first half so far. Congratulations on helping get this this whole spectacle up and running. I mean, it's quite easy for us standing up here in the dry in the commentary box, but down at ground level, what's the atmosphere been like so far? Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much, Don. All the best for the second half, mate. And Don Falvo, the coach of Sunraysia there, as the second half is underway. Now free kick's coming back to the Central Australia Redtails out of the middle stand. I think we're going to be holding the man for it.
Yeah, co-captain Bradley Turner to take it. He's had a pretty good game so far. Normally a good user of the football too. Real veterans, and he's put his hand up finally for Redtails. Never been a part of it before. Contest there at half forward. Crumb spill down the Redtails lane. Attempt to handle forwards, come unstuck though. And again, we're going to get one of those big packs around the footy. Another attempted kick smothered. Been plenty of this. Oh, Shane Miles had a fresh air shot. He's got some assistance from another teammate though. Kicking towards goal.
Oh, great mark. What a mark coming across the front of the pack. We'll see who that is in a second. High up and under, really hard to judge those ones. But absolutely timing his run perfectly at it was the Redtails forward. Just trying to get a sense of who that might be. I think it might be Jeremiah Scrutton who's taking it.
No, I don't think it's Scrutton. Gee, I can't even see the number from here.
It is quite hard to see the angle, but in the end, I don't think it's going to matter because it is through for a minor score. If it wasn't Scrutton, it could have been Sean Byrne who's taken the mark coming across the league. I saw a 0 on that right-hand side. And just a minor score there for the Central Australia Redtails. 6:8:44 for Sunraysia. Redtails 1:4:10 on the Coolangatta Club scoreboard. Before 90 seconds into this third term, Paddy, but some early signs there for the Redtails.
Yeah, well, they start strongly, and they've done exactly that as we get the restart here from the home side as they favour that basketball netball stadium side of the ground, hemmed in on the boundary line. That's a fair bit of Tommy Brown who's to try and make something work way out there. Hits the deck as it's clear. The Redtails will get a kick up towards the hot spot in the goal square. Don't tell me that's in through, I reckon, from the boundary side. In fact, it may have just gone over the line first before he popped the shot.
That's unlucky.
That was a classy finish, no doubt about that.
That's absolutely like celebrating the lotto on and realise you've only got the number wrong at the end. Because that was just absolute robbery there. Because that was a beautiful goal. I'm not sure who it was that got the full to it.
It may be Jamie Hampton.
He's certainly got the skill. Curtly Hampton, of course, his brother having played in the AFL system. I believe Curtly Hampton may have spent some time over in the US for college football. I'm not sure if I've got the right player there or not, but certainly was an impressive footballer. One of the inaugural Giants, of course, back in their first season of 2012. Kick high up and under the Redtails and a mark on the lead. Not paid, I don't think. Barry, I think it might have been in his front position. Really strong tackle there from the Sunraysia defence. Just happy to see it back across towards the boundary line. Well, they took the risk with the kick. I reckon they could have just run it across, giving Redtails another sniff. It's still pinballing around. Chance here with the outside of the boot. Don't know if he's got enough purchase on it. Hampton, it's dangerous for anyone who's sitting underneath it at the moment. The Redtails still just keeping themselves alive. Happy to see it across the boundary line now, but at least the effort's there, Stan, and if just the execution can just pick up a little bit. I know it's hard in these conditions. There may be a few goals to be on the offering.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a little bit of deserved luck at the moment. They have had a great start to the opening 4 or 5 minutes of this term.
All the way back at the play in that left forward pocket for the Redtails. Lots of numbers around the contest. Sunraysia really desperately working hard through Daly now to try and find
nice work.
Got away from a couple, did nicely. I'll come off the line, the handball up and over the top is okay. Chance here now for Isaiah Johnson. Doesn't see much game time so far tonight. Now Nick Mee arches the back. He's got support running up the half-back line. Left foot kick comes up nicely towards the forward pocket out the searching lead there.
Oh, clever.
Brown there, he bats it back to advantage, but the Redtails have got the numbers back there. And I've had it on clearly here outside defensive 50. And gee, the runner carries it. Kurt Abbott, who hits a line of pace, and away he goes to left half forward.
Beautifully done, just belts it long forward, but Sunraysia getting back with numbers. Good mark going back with the flight. It's at right back flank. Hard to get a sense of who that is with the rain coming down. Quick kick down the line comes to Nick Mee. He goes back in board to Willsmore, the former Hawthorn Hawk. And great to see another Hawthorn Hawk getting a debut this weekend too. Paddy in Seamus Mitchell from Robinvale Euston as well. Meanwhile, Ryder, quick handball comes backwards to Lynch. He goes high up and under. Abbott, I think it is, going after it. Well, want to take it on the second bite of the cherry. That's a really good grab under pressure.
And look, he was trying to push back from half forward to get back onto Brander too. The ball came his way. Well done, Kurt Abbott. Good start to the second half from him. Ball socket forward for Sunraysia. Luke Adams there. Oh, a heavy body clash with his direct opponent. They don't come away with the football, Sunraysia. Some good tackling by Jamal Lynch. He had a second go at it as well. And just held on to his opponent a little bit too long. And free kick will go to Sunraysia, taken by Isaiah Johnson. Couple of touches for him early in the second half.
Well, he
definitely will bring that one back.
Definitely made sure the Cossack knew about it, didn't he, Paddy? He made sure he was well aware, but just held him on a little bit too long as the tackler.
Just played up the ground a bit more than we used to see from him at the Robinvale Euston Eagles. He's been more across half forward as he goes across now to spread some separation. Comes forward. There's now for Tongue. He's got a good strong left foot with a heavy ball. Goes to the goal square. Oh, mark taken there by Brandon. In the end, it just fell nicely to him. as the Redtails, I think, were towing across to try and stop Stanbrook's impression on the contest, and it just opened up perfectly for Brander. He's going to take a shot at number 3.
It was actually really clever work there by Stanbrook. He just made sure he got in the way of his opponent without directly infringing him. And goal number 3, as you said, Paddy, for Jared Brander. He's been an absolute start so far today. And John Hollywood for Enjoy Catering. You've got to love as a forward line seeing that sort of craft and unselfishness from your fellow key forwards. Well, I don't think we've had anything come towards our way either, mate, and I'm starting to...
Yes.
I'm nearly starting to chew through my jumper at this stage. Absolutely, Johnny. 7-8-54 Sunraysia, 1-4-10 for Central Australia Redtails.
Exactly, the ball come back from that quagmire behind the goal line.
It's almost been the story of the game, hasn't it? The Redtails really gave it 5 good minutes there. They had it in their forward line most of the time, and then they just can't finish off. And then almost the first opportunity for Sunraysia, and they get a major score on them.
I think no real reward for efforts now, have they, Stan? They've certainly worked the ground down to a team that just can't quite finish off, and it's needs the most.
Sorry, Paddy, just before we go back to you, got some updates from some of the netball from earlier today as well. Sunraysia's under-17 side getting a win over the Mallee Tigers. The Mildura also getting a win over the Mallee Tigers in A grade as well. While for Sunraysia, it was the All-Stars who defeated the Dream Team in their contest.
We're back up the line there with Redtails in possession. 1.5 forward. Big play onto the advantage.
Interesting handball.
Got option here, the pass is going to work just along boundary side. He's had a fair bit from the third quarter. He's played outstanding, so they're trying for out from space here. Running long and strong into the open goal. It's just going to go across the face. That was a really good look at it on that particular occasion. But, as we just mentioned, they finish off when they needed it. They want to score the result. 1-4-10 the Redtails, 7-8-50 for Sunraysia. It's a neat 40-point pass on the Cooney club scoreboard.
Gee, that's absolutely pelting down that far side of the ground at the moment with the lights coming in, Stan. We're having a fair bit of trouble here right now.
Oh, it's ironic, isn't it? The Redtails are probably having the best patch of the game, and it's up the other end of the ground. Having trouble seeing it.
Absolutely, about to be flipped back into the ground now by the boundary umpire. Big shout out to the field umpires for tonight as well. Michael Greenwald, Ben Frost and Nathan Willis in charge of this contest. Sunraysia quick flick of the handball. Here's a chance for the running Daly down the line. Stanbrook, I think it might have been, who's pushed a bit further up the ground. They're happy to see it across the boundary. Another stalemate. Currently 40-point lead for Sunraysia, but the Redtails just showing enough pay that if they can get on a run, then they might have another contest on their hands.
Keeping that inside 50 pretty open for Graham and Hancock. I don't know the home siders. Not to advantage here for the Redtails, almost at left half forward on the outer side. The 16th Street side of the MSP as the game continues to fall. They're getting a real on the outer side. So we ticked over about 8 minutes, third quarter. We pushed down to the sideline for Enjoy Catering with Sean Hollywood. Thank you.
Yeah, Sunraysia side is finishing off and they get it forward, and the Redtails just unable to. Under a bit of pressure here across half back. Play went to ground just as he received the handball, so Sunraysia can come up with a footy. Johnson's had a pretty good third too. I think you mentioned he's had much game time up until now, but he's going well. Brainer in the front position, couldn't quite hold on to it. Ball scored out towards Mickey Adams. I thought a whistle went, the umpire let things go, and that's been dribbled through for a goal to Sunraysia. The goal kicker was Wade Hancock.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hill at the end. He couldn't quite get the clean hands on it, but had a bit of time afforded to him standing. And just dribbled it through the open goal. So once again, just that one opportunity that opened up for the home side, and they made it count.
They certainly did, and unfortunately for the Redtails defence, it was actually 3-on-1 in their own backline down there, and although Brander scooped the mark, Hancock was able to run into the open goal with Luke Stanbrook just hovering around as well. 8-8-56 for Sunraysia. Redtails 1-4-10 on the Cooney Club scoreboard. First goal there for Wade Hancock. We've got 2 for Dan Coghlan, 1 for Nick Pezzaniti, 1 for Luke Stanbrook, and 3 for Jared Brander so far. Just a single goal for the Redtails coming from Shaden Close as there's a free kick out of the middle again for Sunraysia. Coghlan not wasting any time and finds Wilmsmore just inside the forward 50. Left half forward, he's going to go further across now too, and Joey Mezzatesta, the Robin Bay Houston youngster, takes it left forward pocket, 35 from here.
The Redtails are going to have to start digging in here. A couple of quick goals to Sunraysia, and now a chance for a third in return after they had a good 5-minute patch. So things starting to get out of hand a little bit. They're really going to have to dig in.
Mezzatesta, normally pretty good in front of the big sticks. I think that's pushed across a bit further. Brander Happy just to provide the contest as it goes across for a rush behind. 8.957 for Sunraysia, 1.410 for Redtails. Quick kick by Abbott. Goes quickly to find, I think it might be Kenny who's got it at half-back. Wheels and goes. A little bit too far forward. Daly, nice mark taken on the second bite of the cherry going forward.
Probably a bit lucky there, might have been an earlier touch on that, but Daly squares it up nicely to Isaiah Johnson, who we mentioned has been pretty active in this third quarter. Didn't see a lot of game time in the first half, but these conditions suit the powerfully built Ronvale Houston Eagle. Small to the ground, he's agile, and he can certainly kick a long ball too.
The centre of gravity very, very low and absolutely strong in the contest. And what a comeback story he was last year, Paddy. He wasn't even part of the senior side to start with, after making his debut years ago as a 14-year-old. And then I think kicked 40 goals in the back half of the season for the Eagles to really take them through into finals. So Johnson looks pretty good off the boot. Don't think they have to worry too much about it. Sneaks home for a major. Really important one there for Izzy Johnson. 9.963 for Sunraysia, 1.410 for the Central Australia Redtails on the Coombe Club scoreboard. And as you said, Steve, he's had some good touches this quarter.
He has, and that's a deserved goal. I don't know if he spent much time on the ground in the first half. If he didn't, he showed the coach that perhaps he should have. As you mentioned too, he's got that build that seems to suit these sort of conditions. But it was interesting to hear from you blokes that he was struggling to get a senior game at club level there at one stage because he looks at home at representative level.
Yeah, he absolutely does. I reckon there was actually a great story that Matt Taylor from Sunraysia Daily did last year where he actually had spent time in jail at one stage, Johnson, and he's worked really hard to turn his life around, and fantastic to see him doing so well, not only on field but off field as well.
There you go, Mitch. We've got a contest there at half forward for Sunraysia. Free kick and go the way by the visitors.
Yeah, Colin Kenny's had a pretty easy turn halfback.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's been willing to put his body on the line down there, Kenny, and he's been pretty smart with using the ball, but it just hasn't got a lot on offer at the moment, Stan.
He goes out towards this one's gone about 50 metres. That'll help.
So the umpire Nathan Wilson's right on that, and normally it's our man the Cossack who's there, but someone stole his thunder.
He was heading out to Big Paddy Ryder. He's actually kicked the ball back to him, and I'm hoping that Paddy does exactly what he's doing now. He's pushing down towards the goal square. It could be a great marking target for him.
If he's been at AFL level, he's clearly smart enough to know that. So Kenny goes towards 50, it's straight off the side of the boot a bit. Ryder with the fly at ground level. Gee, does a really good crumb, but absolutely crunched down there was one of the Redtails forwards. And it's going to be a stalemate again, just the defensive pressure from Sunraysia, just being tough at the moment.
Where do you think he's going from Paddy Ryder? He hasn't stopped playing at the top level. He had a second go at that once a week.
It just goes to show how important it is when you're 1 year removed from the AFL system, Paddy.
And you see the Redtails hop up there as Sunraysia tried to full defensive 50. Maybe Brad Turner is at the defender there at right half forward as he kicks across the face looking for a marking target. Sunraysia have the numbers there, hack off the ground and go towards the right forward pocket. Great pick up under the conditions there by the Redtails, but again Sunraysia just gets so many numbers behind the ball defensively, making it really hard to get that clear passage to go. And once again, we're going out of play, but some really good heads-up play once again for the Redtails.
The big Daniel Stafford Jr., the one that got his hands on the footy there. Look, it just hasn't quite suited him today, but he's showing agility for a big man. If he can just get one on the board, he's a confidence player. One could be followed by 2 or 3.
Right, so the ruck contest, Paddy Ryder lurking in the vicinity. Probably about 25 players around the footy. Sunraysia somehow get the extra. They'll run and carry. Now it opens up here for the bruiser. Luke's Stanbrook here in the middle of the MSPs. He kicks further down the line to Brandon. One out. Hard to stop, but a great defensive score over the top there was at Woodbury. He stretched very well. Here's a chance though. Snapping around his body is Brandon once again. Jeez, he's having a night out. Can't quite get that one to work though. As we check the Coombe Club scoreboard, it's Sunraysia 9-10-64. Redtails 1-14.
I reckon there was an option there potentially for a skidding handball. Jamal Stretch could have run into an open goal, but certainly in the form Brandon's in, you can't knock him for taking an opportunity. Kick comes out of fullback, Mark taken on the slide, going down there by Oliver. His kick was a bit of a grubber. Now a chance here for Braun. Quick handball, comes across down to Hampton. He's had a really good third turn. Down the line, I think Ryder's the target. Just floating back across there. Nice defensive mark there for Sunraysia. Might be Nick Mee who's taken it. Now Sapupo, one of the youngsters in the side, to Tafeo. Now a chance for Pezzanini. It's a clever looking kick. He's nicely weighted to Dan Coughlin. Really good vision there from Pezzanini.
I thought he came over the wrong option, but he hit the target absolutely perfectly. As Coughlin sets it up for Brandon out the back. A chance for Sunraysia. Hot footy to be contested. They'll look to rush it over for a minor score. So good play that time from Dwayne Kobe Powers, who managed to saved the day, but gee whiz again, just that flood of numbers around the footy putting under tremendous pressure, Stan.
Young Woodbury is learning here. He's on a class play. He's having a decent go and he's making a contest of it. It's a great learning experience for this young man. And look at this young man go. Deacon Braun burst away from the pack, snapped the kick around the body, got it to the half-back flank. Martin there, this is the handball out the curd. Abbott, a little bit of a dash, handball forward looking for Jeremiah Scrutton. So two T3 products really living up with each other. Ball close to the boundary line. Bradley Turner just keeping it in play as the Sunraysia player comes in. Make sure that Hickson does go over the boundary line. Down in front. It's showing a bit more clean use of the footy out of the back line too.
Yeah, they certainly have. Let's go down to the boundary, John Hollywood. Paddy White just coming off for a spell. He looks like he's a bit proppy coming off there, mate. Certainly looked like he was struggling on the way off, but he might have just been catching his breath back. As an advantage here for the Redtails, high up and under kick. Can they get a mark in the forward line? Over the back, a really strong grab taken there by Andy Wall, I think it might have been. Switches the play across Rhodes, a lot further up the ground than what he normally is for Arimble, but a good pickup coming across here for the Redtails. A chance to reload. It's a looked like it was a well-weighted kick. Didn't quite have enough on it. Getting back to doing the defensive work was Noah Hills, but now a chance for the Redtails into the forward line. And again, the kick's just falling short. They're really working hard in the double efforts though. Around the corner, there's someone taking an attacking mark here. Pushing hard at it, coming through was me again. Busting his way through the pack. Could have been pinged holding the ball. Umpire says play on. I think we might have another stalemate. In fact, it's still going. It is hard to get this ball to stop out there. Through kick for Sunraysia. Is he going to call deliberate? I reckon he's going to throw it in. It is. Absolutely. Left forward pocket here for Redtails with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, Paddy.
Right, so we'll get a reset here. Around about 55 metres from the Redtails goal. They'll love to just snag a couple here going into three-quarter time. The Bucks do their thing way out wide here in the precinct. Sunraysia trying to work it back in through the corridor. Ball's certainly been on the deck bit over the last 60 or 90 seconds. Hard to be won in the clinches as it emerges here for the Redtails. A running shot at goal is just going to go near side. Just at the last moment, some closing perceived pressure from Sunraysia. Just put the kick under a little bit of a hammer attack, and it's gone through for a behinder as a result. 1-5-11 the Redtails, 9-11 65 for Sunraysia. We're going to tick under 2.5 play in this third quarter, gentlemen, for the Butcher on Langtree.
Alex Scoot Morris, the vice captain for Sunraysia, taking off from full back. Nice looking kick over the top, but Barry getting back. That's a good grab on the second take. He's intercepted about 55 from home, trying to find something. Spears it down the line and a good chest mark. Take it in the forward pocket, just trying to get a sense of who that might be down there for the Redtails. But again, Stan, Barry just showing his absolute class in this game, considering the wet conditions. He's just so clean with the ball in his hand.
Is it Brad Turner down there?
I'm thinking it's Bradley Turner. It's got the body shape. I can't see a number. That's the difficulty on it. If it is Bradley Turner, it's in good hands. The distance would be the only issue here. Not in a brilliant kick.
We believe it's Turner coming towards the goals. Looking to try and put it through from the right foot pocket. It looks pretty good off the boot. In fact, it has gone across the face. Umpire says play on, they're still going. Can someone get a clean breakaway here? It's going to be Sunraysia who kicked the ball forward, just dribbling it out. Really good pickup coming through the other way. And a chance off the left shoe. And a goal for the Redtails. I reckon that might have been Jamie Hampton who was on the end of it. In fact, it almost looked like he was going to call a touch behind the umpire. It is a goal. And I reckon it might have been Jamie Hampton who was on the end of that one. A really good third quarter for him so far, Stan.
Yeah, I'm still struggling to find out who kicked that one too. I've got a funny feeling Daniel Stafford Jr. might have got a left boot on that, adept with both feet. Didn't see too much of a congratulations from the Redtails half either. Look, I'll opt for Daniel Stafford Jr. and
we'll go with you.
If Jamie Hampton was the goal kicker, he can give his uncle a decent serve.
Johnny's just given us the confirmation. So Daniel Stafford, the man who got on the end of it there, and Stan, you certainly know much more than I do.
Well, that's a good thing too, because I said earlier he's a confidence player now. He's got one on the board. Chance we might get a couple more out of the big fella.
Sometimes those kicks out of the pack are worth the weight in gold, aren't they, Paddy?
Yeah, no doubt about it. As we get umpire Brewer to get us going again. Only 17 seconds remain in the third quarter. There's the Bucks to go at it. Over the top, Hayes can't quite now ball. Gee, it's pretty muddy in that cricket pitch area, but the extract is fantastic from Dylan Barry once again. Gets up towards left half forward, early forward from Jamal Daly. Early before acceptances, and that's going to be about all we've got here. This third quarter for the Butcher on Langtree. Dreamtime at the P, what a great occasion it is for the Sunraysia and the Central Australian community as we check the Cooney Club scoreboard for you. It's a pretty clean break at the moment for the home side. We've got one quarter to play. 9-11-65 Sunraysia, 2-5-17 for the Redtails.
Thank you for joining us here on 106.7 Hot FM or of course through Dartfish live stream. It's been a pleasure to have your company, Mitch Rod, Pat Silcox and Stan Coombs to wrap up that three-quarter time coming up in a few moments. Of course, we'll get some thoughts and words from John Hollywood on the boundary. Thanks for joining us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the fourth quarter, brought to you by the team at McDonald's, Mildura and Laurie.
Is where we sit at the top of Victoria's state, an inland city like no other, where everyone's now your mate. The Murray is our river. It stretches far and wide. People swim, boats cruise past. It's our region's joy and pride. Enriched in our region's history, our culture, our land, our art, from those who came before us, stories capture your mind and heart. Fresh produce to fill your belly. It's offered everywhere you go. Australia's food bowl as we're known, and soon a new TV show. Vodka, whiskey, wine and gin, we make it all right here. You can sip it on a houseboat or at a bar any time of year. Fishing, camping, boating, the outback's at your feet. Join a nature-based experience. Our guides are the friendliest you'll meet. A round of golf can be enjoyed, whichever course you choose, but watch you don't yell "for" to the local kangaroos. Our weather is warm and sunny almost every month you visit. Our stars are so much brighter and our sunsets are exquisite. There are many ways to get here, by plane, by coach, by car. We'll welcome you with open arms, folks from near, wide and far. Australia awaits. It's time for adventure. So start it here with us. Love, your mate, Mildura.
Maybe they didn't celebrate a little bit of the role, and particularly Blake Dunning Stafford doing kick the goal too. Because that's a bloke who can string a few goals together. They've got some, they've got a little bit of confidence about that. I was saying, pretty honoured about the scoreboard. It's named after me, Cooney.
Absolutely. It is the Cooney Club, of course, a great supporters of ours over the years. Paddy, nice place to go for a loss and our clients when it's end of season time for us or post game day, but Sunraysia still at different times during that quarter was scrappy most of the time, but they were able to find ways to break forward, often in numbers, and just really overwhelming defensively.
We saw some great energy from Isaiah Johnson in that third set and really lifted the tempo I feel across half forward. Alex Morris has been doing some really great work down back.
So underrated, the Scooper. One of my favourite players to watch in the competition. It doesn't get that many quarters.
He doesn't get flustered, he doesn't make mistakes, he doesn't counter the emotions, but thinking as well through a lot of different scenarios. We saw more great stuff from Jared Brand in that quarter. He's got 3 goals and then a leading for on the ground so far across the evening. Joey Messer Test has been another great one that we've enjoyed watching. Johnny, what have you got for us?
you on your feet? And she says, oh, I'm on the feet.
Yeah, Fred, Mitch, right up here, mate. Thanks very much for joining us here at this three-quarter time break. Obviously, you must be really proud of how things have come together for this Dreamtime at the P contest, and the way that the Redtails have been welcomed into Sunraysia as well has been fantastic over the last few days.
Boys, you look a bit wet. Should have taken the whole.
Beautiful, Fred. Thank you very much for your time. All the best for the rest of the game, mate.
Great to hear from Fred Campbell, and that takes me back to, well, about 25 years. First season, I loved in Alice Springs. Fred Campbell got drafted at the end of that season by the Sydney Swans. He played 5 games for them and 7% Kilda. That year as an under-18, he won a good 2-1 at the National Under-18 Championships and best on ground in the senior grand final in Alice. An absolute legend in our neck of the woods.
Fantastic to hear from him. Final quarter underway here on Hot FM from McDonald's, Mildura and Ripple. And to lead you off in this last quarter, thank you, Standing Dreams, for coming down. It's all yours, mate.
Ball towards centre half forward. Thomas Gorey's been moved out to there. He got a little toe poke on the footy. Strong tackle by Dylan Barry. And we'll get a ball up at half forward for the Redtails. Good to see him heading down towards our end of the ground, and might be able to recognise a few blokes here as Tony Miles goes in for the ruck contest. He might have the better of that. Is that Brandon down in the back half? Trying to bust his way through the pack. Slipped a little handball out but couldn't find anyone with it. Redtail player went to ground there as he tried to get the footy. The umpire's called it a throw. He scooped it up as he lost his balance. Might have been young Sean Byrne, and then he dishes out some heavy body work as the player got the kick away. Could have been penalised upfield, but the umpire's let it go. A little soccer off the ground here for Sunraysia. Got it towards the top of the goal square. Kurt Abbott back there defending desperately for the Redtails. He can't take clean possession, and now a soccer off the ground clears it out of the danger area, out into the back pocket in front of the big ruckman, Shane Miles.
Certainly trying to create some space here, Paddy, but again, it's just hard work out there for everyone at this stage.
Clean handle, let's see the numbers around the contest, and certainly plenty of perceived pressure right across the evening. Left forward pocket, probably just inside that forward 50 for Sunraysia, about 45-50 metres out for goals. The ruck's going almost a falcon. There was that Jensen caught one on the snout. Ball is still alive momentarily. Now it's going back out to play again. So a bit of reload with just ticking over 1.5 gone in this final quarter. 65 Sunraysia with 17 for the Redtails for their Premier Makers.
Yeah, maybe the scoreboard isn't quite showing it at the moment, but it has been a fantastic game for us to watch. We've absolutely loved the concept of Dreamtime at the P. There's a chance here for the Redtails. They can get it out of their defence, working very hard. In fact, there's a free kick being pulled out at the left forward pocket here for Sunraysia. Trying to get a sense of who might be getting it. And really struggling to see who that is in that forward pocket down there. I think it may be Cobley, I'm not entirely sure. I reckon Dan Cobley is the man who's got it. And I don't think even with a wet ball distance would be an issue for him if he hits it nicely. So Cobley definitely looks like him there. Wheels up, left foot, and it's going to stay to the near side. Just a minor score, 9-12, I beg your pardon, 66 for Sunraysia, 2-5-17 for the Redtails. We've got about 2.5 in this final term, brought to you by McDonald's, Mildura and Ripple.
That's down to Johnny again for Enjoy Catering. Johnny keeping a keen eye on both the benches. It looks like a few blokes that have spent a few petrol tickets. I reckon they're just trying to freshen up for one last run.
Now Johnny looks like the rain has maybe settled down a little bit coming into this last quarter, maybe not quite as ferocious. How do you see that? Another set shot at goal here for Sunraysia, and again it's Jared Brander, who I think has been far and away best on ground so far today. Looking for number 4. Big haul in wet conditions. It looks pretty good off the boot. It's going to stay the course. It goes through the big sticks. Brandon gets his fourth, 10-12-72 for Sunraysia and 2-5-17 for the Central Australia Redtails in his final term of action here. 106.7 Hot FM.
There's probably been a little bit more than Brandon being the difference between the two sides, but 4 goals is a maximum effort in these sorts of conditions. And I suppose coming into the game, the Redtails always rely on as far as tools go, and pull the fingers in the problem, and the gentlemen are really hard for them.
Made most of his advantages, they've outstanding. A couple of the real guns linking up there, doing puzzle with the ball inside 50 for the pocket of his bullet, like that. Just a Brandon did well to reach out, actually mark it high up the chest on his shoulder, so he's certainly adapted nicely to the conditions. And just to show how versatile he is, he's going to have to run in the middle and rotation by
Thrown up now with Jensen winning the tap down. Barry just pushed off it in the contest. Certainly plenty of players around. She's almost like the old Princess Park kind of situation, isn't it, Paddy, out there at the moment, just swarming in the middle of MSP. And certainly going to put to the test the work that Aussie Cumming and the team have done out here in putting it together. The tap comes out towards the wing, leading the chase out there. I think it might have been Colby Powell. Trying to see it's Brander again, who's just everywhere at the moment. Those 360 and umpires called it. Going to be a free going the way of the Redtails and trying to provide something. And Ginny's been good today, hasn't he, Stan?
And there's that bumping left boot again, long and direct with it. Gory caught behind. And Mark taking it in the front position by Bass Tufo. He's lucky enough to meet him early on. Samoan heritage, eh?
Yeah, it certainly is. He and his brothers have all become pretty handy senior footballers for Reckless, but come from a rugby league background. And
it looks like it.
Absolutely is a strong man and does well in any position. There's a chance here for Sunraysia going forward. Wilmsmore, he's got a panic to run in. Left foot going forward. He's going to work to someone. In fact, I think it might have been intercepted down in defence, and now a chance here for the Redtails to respond. That kick's not very good though, and it's going to land straight in the lap of a Hancock on the far side, but hard to get a read.
Left forward pocket towards the San Mario out in the end as the rain continues to fall.
It's like the rain knows the ball's out.
Yeah, yes, Johnny.
Oh, ah. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us here on Hot FM, mate. I was told by a Sunraysia Daily colleague of mine yesterday that apparently when you were out here having a look at the oval, you were just sizing it up and thinking, I wouldn't mind being out here on an oval of this size. What do you make of the Mildura Sporting Precinct? Well, Kuna, I mean, obviously the Dreamtime of the Peak concept is something that you and Kevin Sheedy as ambassadors have gotten behind. What do you make of the whole concept, and do you believe that this could become an annual event from here on in?
Peter, I saw you getting a photo of the Redtails team in the change room before the game. Great atmosphere.
Beautiful. Cooter, thank you so much for being here, mate, and for being an ambassador for Dreamtime at the P. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope everything goes well in the future, mate. Thank you very much for joining us on Hot FM. Anthony Cooter-Feedy's there. Geez, John Hollywood's absolutely scoops down there at the moment. He's got knows people left and right. He's probably been to school with Cooter or done something with Cooter before because he's basically done it with everyone.
We've got a goal kick there towards that San Mateo Avenue end of the ground while we're having a listen into Cooter's work there. Maybe Jamal Stretch, I'm not too sure still. I thought Isaiah Johnson was lurking in the vicinity, but we might get some clarification from the bench. But Sunraysia have added another on their Coombe Club scoreboard. So 11-12-78 the home side, 2-5-17 for the Redtails. And we've played 9 minutes in the final quarter for the goals.
Right, standing next to me, he's written one down to Jamal Stretch, so I think we might just credit him with the goal until we find out in the meantime. And certainly an exciting addition to the SFNL this year. Chance for Sunraysia going forward again. Coming off half-back, Redtails just couldn't quite bust through the tackles. Liberata, the young Robinvale ruckman, trying to bust his way through. Now a chance here for Redtails again, high up and under. Adams underneath it, couldn't quite get to the front position. Really good body work from both teams here. Liberata just bullies his way to the front of the pack. He bounced, chaos ball might work for Sunraysia at the back here, trying to find a way through. I reckon it might have been happening, potentially got a foot to it, couldn't quite get through. Now a chance for Sapupo, the youngster, goes across the line there for Sunraysia. Handball comes backwards to Brander, who's been everywhere so far today. High up and under, good chance to mark there, I reckon Pezzanini, but couldn't quite bring it to ground. And it's an absolute chaos ball down there at the moment, Stan. It's hard to get a read on who's who, but I reckon everyone will be exhausted at this stage.
Yeah, well, that's probably what's going on at the moment. It's the combination now of the conditions and tired players. So we might not see a lot of teams football in this last 10 minutes. I'm certainly hoping the Redtails can go out in style and finish up with a couple of goals. They've got the footy at half back, but gee, it's all under pressure. Trying to get through tackles, and that affects their disposal. Sunraysia back towards the top of the goal square. Things work for them, they've got a chest mark.
Yeah, quick ball in from was Liberata, I reckon Stanbrook's taken it on the chest, the big fellow, just using his physique there, just to edge into a pretty good position, and Stan the Valley were throwing in front of the wet night. In football, it's certainly counts in spades, and he can certainly cash in with his second of the evening if he can kick truly here.
And looks like he's done just that. Big bruiser Luke Stanbrook, great to see him back in the Sunraysia Footy League this year, and another major, his second of the night. And I reckon he's also played a pretty unselfish role down there at times, Paddy, because he's often been the man blocking to allow leading lanes for the likes of Brander and Hancock deep forward.
It's been a pretty impressive setup, and it's certainly asked a lot of questions of the Redtails defence, Dan, and they've stood up pretty well to the task, but we've got a couple of big bodies there that are pretty hard to move inside the 50.
And we see that when they do get possession of the foot, they just can't break free of the tackles. Those strong arms wrap around and fellas are able to break free, even though they've got the foot post. It's just got an injury here at the moment too.
Yeah, we'll get Johnny.
Big Daniel Stafford limping off.
Yeah, we'll get Johnny to keep an eye on that for the next couple of minutes as we go back to the centre of the ground. Sunraysia 12-12-84, Redtails 2-5-17 on the Coombe Club scoreboard. About 8.5 minutes remaining in this game. Sunraysia another chance going forward. There's Johnson trying to get past a couple. Nice bit of footwork. He goes short with the kick, trying to find it to me. Overhead handball. In fact, it was I think Meza Tester who tried to get it off there to a man running past him. Morris, who's pushed a bit further forward. Gee, Hill's kick was smothered. Great smother there from the Redtails defence. They're still not backing down, and that's fantastic to see. Soccer kick really off the ground. Chance to mark there going forward for Braun. Couldn't quite hold it. It's tough to take it in the middle of this MSP surface at the moment, Paddy.
It's certainly pretty wet in the middle cricket pitch areas. The quick kick forward there was Andy Wall, who did very well to get it up towards right half forward. Now the Redtails are trying to recall that Bradley Turner. He marks across. There's now the kick there towards the outer side. It's a half back. They're working in numbers as they peel across here. Chances that Connor Kenny has got a bit of work to do. They're still coming through with possession, but now they might turn it over midfield. Handling is pretty good there by Meza Tester. He sets up the opportunity put it on the top there of Brander again. He got some separation at the left half forward flank, but once again, it's the Central Australian boys who've managed to keep it on momentarily, though the mark's not paid by the umpire. Might have been a bit stiff there, I reckon. But the Redtails will work it through the numbers, going backwards to go forwards. They'll luckily take the mark and absorb a bit of pressure spin.
He's sitting under the clump at the minute. Shane Miles, big ruckman, lifting back, has taken the mark. Stalwart for the Pioneer Football Club, and a key in their premiership last year. His kick went out wide looking for Lukey Adams, but the ball beats him over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
I reckon we might go down to John Hollywood on the boundary. I reckon he's just trying to get an update on some of the players down there, mate. Have you got a couple of injury updates for us? And I also saw in the corner of my eye John Nick Mee coming towards the change rooms as well. Anything to worry about there? Thank you very much, John Hollywood, for Enjoy Catering on the boundary. There's a free kick going the way of Redtails. Kick inside's dangerous, but it's going to work. And really nice, I think, is Barry with the left boot. Goes long forward. Target, really good mark down there taken by Gord. He wheels and goes high up and under. I reckon Gord was the initial target, but just went the wrong way. Tom Brownbridge taking an uncontested chest mark in defence for Sunraysia.
Clear out towards the half-back line, that's been intercepted. The Redtails a chance to go forward once more. I think they can draw with the footy, a bit undecided about where to go. He only got a boot race on that. And Sunraysia able to pick up and clear off half-back. Was that Ricardo Laplata?
I reckon it was Brander again, further down the ground.
He's covering some territory, that fella. Up forward and down back. And here's Stretches with the football. He's taking the mark. He's got a run in the goal. And Jamal Stretch puts another one on the board for Sunraysia. I hope they're watching in Halls Creek.
He's a likely type. I think we're going to see plenty of him on our match of the day this season on 106.7 Hot FM. No doubt that the Kangas have had a great connection with the top end over recent seasons with some really big names coming to town. I think he's just another exciting machine we're looking forward to, Mitch.
Absolutely. Played waffle level Colts in, I think, last year. Maybe he was certainly touted as a draft prospect. His younger brother Nashon is also relocated over here with him too. And although he's a fair bit younger, I think he's 16 compared to Jamal being 20. He's certainly got some talent there as well, especially at under 18s level. Sunraysia, 13-12-90, Redtails 2-5-17, Cumula Club scoreboard. We've got less than 5 minutes to go in this Dreamtime at the pool contest.
Gee, Barry being good again. The centre clearance, a toe poke off the ground this time. Footy's being picked up by Jamal Lynch. Slams it over the back, out the back. Tyson Woods has got it. He'll run into the open goal and the Redtails do get one. They're third on the board and the speedster from you and the move the man to kick it.
Yeah, certainly a reward for effort there, wasn't it, Paddy? They just worked so hard and finally the bounce of the ball actually went their way. The chaos ball, it's almost like the old, remember the googly ball you used to get as a kid where it would bounce at all different sorts of angles when you're practicing the bat. Finally it's gone in their direction.
Yeah, they've worked hard for that and they deserve it too. I reckon they've certainly really brought a lot of passion and intensity to this last quarter and finally a bit of luck going the Redtails' way and pretty good man to have on the end of that one, Stan, just raced it away.
Yeah, look, we haven't seen a lot of Tyson and the conditions certainly don't suit him. Look, back home, he wouldn't be playing on the bus. The overloaded view of the moon's dirt. But look, he is an exciting talent. He's represented the Northern Territories under 18 level. Last year reserves football in the SANFL as well. Certainly got some tricks up his sleeve too, and look, we'd love to see you come back and see us and see him play on his own too.
I reckon we'd love the chance to do a bit of a trip up there, Paddy, or maybe go on exchange, like the kids used to do back in the years gone by. I reckon we'd be quite happy to do that up in the NT. Back into the middle of the ground up by Nathan Willis to throw it up. Brander in the ruck there is just hit forward by, I think, Haynes there, who's got the tap out. Trying to follow it up there at ground level. I think it might have been I thought it might have been Stafford, but clearly wasn't him. He's on the boundary at the moment. Back in the pack here for Sunraysia is Tongue. Quick flick of the handball. Comes across to his intended target, and Dean goes with the left shoe. Again, Brander. We know he's got great running capacity for a big man. That's a really well-weighted kick to his teammate, Andy Wall. Centre-half beat. Almost a little bit iffy on the knee there as he slipped. And the little kick forward's going to work here for the Redtails. A chance to go forward again, Stan.
Little poke and go out wide. Oh dear, wasn't quite well directed there. Pretty hard one for a Redtail play to get. Dylan Barry there again to put some pressure on that and at least keep the ball around that attacking 50. I think he's probably even overtaken Paddy Ryder as the Redtail's best player. He has just kept coming all 4 quarters, Dylan Barry.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get any arguments from us, Paddy.
He's a quality operator and he's certainly a red hot go this evening here on 106.7 Hot FM.
Nice touch, Shady Miles.
He's getting a few touches around the ground, Miles. There's another chance as he gets one away, but Sunraysia kick it back up looking for Stanbrook there. Centre wing, he's come up a long way away from home as it stands at the moment. Ball still in dispute there at left half forward. Izzy Johnson there, might have been Johnson who got it up, and there's the numbers in run here again for Sunraysia. It sits up as this big Ricardo who tries to get the handle over the top. Working hard at ground level. Just can't quite fall on the tail as they screw it back up. But here come the Redtails with a bit of run and gun across half back.
Yeah, Abbott was the man who cut across there. Went through the legs there of Martin, just could have done a little bit better. He recovered okay though. Little kick coming across, putting some real pressure for his teammate. Sunraysia just sliding in, putting back pressure on Martin again. Brander, he's been everywhere and unselfish. Spears it in, drop mark left behind there. Chance here, I think it's Pezzaniti with the outside of the boot. And G won't be happy with not getting any purchase on that because that's his bread and butter when it comes to a normal game.
He probably made it look a lot harder than it was. He wanted to go for the banana and the excitement and the sure finish. He probably was better off just going with a drop punt. He would have gone straight through.
I was half expecting the backflip to come out if he had kicked it though because he loves the celebration. Remember his bow to the crowd on grand final. Yes. They absolutely loved it.
He's probably not done a bad thing since stadium play. Not out on the full, so they've got a reload in that left forward pocket and she's just gone back out and play again. So chance to reset that forward structure for the home side inside the 450. Running down the timepost boys with a tick on the
50 seconds and the ball's at the wrong end of the ground for us. We're heading down this end just so we can call the players and get one more Redtails goal on the board and try to clear it out of defence. There's plenty of Sunraysia players around it there at half forward and the numbers will win out. Gee, nice link up with handball, especially in these conditions. A little kick forward though, not as effective. Abbott just couldn't quite hold on to the handball receive there. They might get another opportunity of the Redtails.
I think.
Yeah, and he's been good in the second half. No doubt about that. The kick that gets in half back isn't too bad. Jamie Hampton, a rare mistake from him, just couldn't quite hold on to it. Ball's fielded free. Kick comes out wide. Numbers advantage here for the Redtails. Dylan Barry might run into position here for big Jeremiah Scruton.
Great tackle.
Maybe slow to get the handball to it. It didn't get there. Barry picks it up, goes with the left boot inside 50. Gory after it. Woods is lurking. Woods might get his second for the turn. There's 2 seconds left. Kick it, Woodsy. Kick it, kick it.
He's going to get it.
Kicks on its way.
Great finish.
I reckon he's beaten the siren.
He certainly has, and there goes.
Goal.
There goes the umpire's 2 fingers. A second goal for this final turn for Tyson Woods, and again a reward for effort. And I think the final siren has. Well, I don't know if it's actually sounded, but certainly there's some congratulations going between the players at the moment.
There's no seconds on the clock.
There we go. Might have been a little bit premature, but there we go. The final score of this Dreamtime at the P contest: Sunraysia 13-12-90, Redtails 4-5-29. 2 last quarter goals from Tyson Woods. A great reward for effort there. Certainly thank you for your coverage, for joining us for our coverage here. We're going to take a couple of quick messages from our valued sponsors and be back to wrap up this game. 4th quarter brought to you by McDonald's, Mildura and Oracle. I'm loving it, and we're loving that footy season is back. Thank you for being with us, and make sure you join us for our wrap up in just a few moments.
Ladies and gentlemen, magnificent game of footy. Sunraysia 13-12-90, defeating the Central Australia Redtails 4-5-29. Local teams are handling the conditions a little bit better, but a terrific game of footy, played in great spirit and some wonderful talent displayed by both teams. In just a few moments, we'll invite the teams to line up over here by the coaches' boxes, and we'll make our presentation of our best field medal, the Dayton Hockey medal for best player for the Sunraysia team, and the Josh Palmer medal for the best player for the Redtails. To assist me with the presentation, and also the presentation of the winning captain and coach, I have former Carlton champion Anthony Kenabedes and the legend of Australian football, that is Kevin Sheedy. We give a round of applause for Kevin and the Cooter Blues. They've been wonderful as part of our promotion here, the Dreamtime at the Beach. Thank you so much for coming out tonight and throughout the day in very challenging conditions. Hope you've enjoyed it. Great netball play, lots of footy, and a wonderful main game. Sunraysia triumphant, but the Redtails, I'm sure, will walk away and feel that they've had a wonderful experience here in Sunraysia. So if we can invite both our teams over, please, we'll announce our medal winners and present their memorandum, following that up with the cup to the winning coach and captain. We'll bring you over here, thanks, fellas. Jesus convinced us will come out in the rain.
Daniel Stafford Jr. Yeah, thank you very much, Paddy. Stan Coombs, certainly our AFL ET expert who's here with us today. Overall, mate, you must have been proud of the boys put in, because they really did come up against it in terms of these conditions, and certainly it worked more in Sunraysia's favour, but they never gave up to it in the entire contest. Yeah, look at the summary from our point of view, this is the opposition too big, too strong, and too good today. But I'm certainly proud of the Redtails. I'm sure the coaching staff will be. They played some pretty good footy in these sort of conditions. They just need to finish off.
And we are the latest beneficiaries of it here in Sunraysia. To see these terrific young men come and have a great game of footy. So thank you, fellas. It's been lovely to have you here in Mildura. Well done. And the Josh Armour Medal for the best player for the Central Australia Redtails to be presented by Kevin Sheedy goes to co-captain Dylan Barry. Congratulations, Dylan. Photo opportunity, Kurt.
You'll maybe take the photo, Paul.
Thank you, Billy. Chris, we're on to do it, please, Kurt.
Well done, boys, everyone. Well done, big fantastic. Okay, great to be up here.
Great to have Kevin Sheedy with us for Dreamtime at the feed. We move on now to the presentation of the Jason Hopking Medal, which is traditionally awarded to the best player in the Sunraysia In-League team campaign. Jason Hopking, a wonderfully talented young footballer, also tragically killed far too early after suffering a heart attack during a game in the local competition some years ago. The Jason Hopking Medal, much treasured in Sunraysia, is awarded this year to Jared Braddock.
Somebody has got you covered. He's an installer. I'll get a team in the background. Come on, guys. Get the team in the background. Cooter.
And just hold there. We'll get Dylan to join you over there. We'll get a double shot. And Kev, did you jump in with Cooter and Dylan?
Yeah, come over here.
Jared.
Right in here, we'll get all the little suckers in.
Who's the sort of Steve's and saying over the shot?
That's the way you do it. Get in there, boys.
Jump in there.
Serious men's business.
Shady on three.
Lucky on three.
Take your time, we'll just get some soap and a few.
Hey, Kevin, it's only water.
Well done, then.
Photo conditions. Shake together.
And with the photo done, it comes on the Precinct goes the cup to the winning team, the coach and captain. Kevin and Curtis to come and present the cup, please. So Kevin, Curtis, if we can get you to present the cup, please.
Oh, the cup? Thanks, Jeff. Where is it? Kev. The cup. Yes.
Coach Johnny Felmo,
Here we go. Come on out. Oh, God. There you go. I bet you little suckers. Well done. Hold on, Digger. There we go. Get a photo over here. take it. Come on, he's talking. Stand up, Donnie. Quick. Where did that horse go?
I'd just like to thank everyone that turned out tonight. Very challenging. It was fantastic. And the boys really appreciated it on both sides. To Loser, Riddles, and Hall back in November, getting this concept together with the Redtails, and it's bringing interleague footy back to life for us. And last of all, second of all, to you guys for coming over. Sorry we couldn't turn the weather on for you. Seriously, it hasn't rained for 6 months and we're it's not good enough. But to my boys, thank you for the last 8 weeks. It's been a pleasure coaching the best of the best. And I wish you all the best for the upcoming season. And hopefully the Eagles will win this year.
And Sunraysia side of things, there's enormous interest in doing this all again. The heads up to Craig and Parker in the future. So let's hope this is something ongoing. Thank you again for sending us to the Redtails.
I would just love to know, boys.
It's cold out here.
Don't worry. Did you enjoy playing the game?
Yeah.
So give yourselves a hand. Come on, because it's a tough gig tonight. You'll only get damn well better. Okay, well done.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you very much.
Later, boys.
Just quickly from the Redtails perspective, thank you for the Mildura community. You've embraced us, we've walked down the streets, everyone's friendly, saying hello. So welcomed us, and I'm sure we'll be back another time. To you fellas, good luck for your normal season. Play good footy, and yeah, good luck to you all. Thank you.
The 17s have been magnificent in our first ever Dreamtime at the P. Thank you and good night.
He said that many times.
Thanks, Freddie.
It's cold, bro! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Hey, you know, I reckon I wouldn't have the problem once Ken was freaking out.
Australia is where we sit, at the top of Victoria's state, an inland city like no other, where everyone's now your mate. The Murray is our river. It stretches far and wide. People swim, boats cruise past. It's our region's joy and pride. Enriched in our region's history, our culture, our land, our art, from those who came before us, stories capture your mind and heart. Fresh produce to fill your belly, it's offered everywhere you go. Australia's food bowl as we're known, and soon a new TV show. Vodka, whiskey, wine and gin, we make it all right here. You can sip it on a houseboat or at a bar any time of year. Fishing, camping, boating, the outback's at your feet. Join a nature-based experience. Our guides are the friendliest you'll meet. A round of golf can be enjoyed, whichever course you choose. But what you don't yell for to the local kangaroos. Our weather is warm and sunny almost every month you visit. Our stars are so much brighter and our sunsets are exquisite. There are many ways to get here, by plane, by coach, by car. We'll welcome you with open arms, folks from near, wide and far. Australia awaits. It's time for adventure. So start it here with us. Love, your mate, Mildura.